Welcome everybody to Uneducated Takes. I'm the host with the most, Wonton Soup, aka Wander Bread, aka whatever other poor Juan joke you have that I get.
The Juan and Ole.
There we go. That's another one. Just keep adding another Juan. But you know what I mean. Welcome to the show, guys. Uneducated MMA is the brand, but the show, of course, is Uneducated Takes. We just come at you every week as much as we can to kind of give you whatever takes we have when it comes to MMA news, media, whatever nonsense I see. I just sit on the couch and watch bullshit, but you know, I'm here to stay. And of course, we have a new host today. Our boy Ariel, unfortunately, has a heavyweight championship bout in China. I don't know if you guys know the Olympics are going on. They were like, yo, we need you in France. He goes, no, I'm going straight to the opponent in China. So we got our boy Spidey taking over today. And then, of course, I had to bring him back. Heavily requested, the one, the only, this Justin.
Yeah, what's good, y'all?
The crowd, no? Okay.
Yeah.
We had to silence the studio audience this time. But welcome, everybody. This week, we're going to talk about UFC 304. We have a lot to recap. The UK was beautiful. I didn't go, but it looked nice. I'm shocked that any of those fans were as lively as they were in that crowd. For people that had to be awake at 4 or 5 a.m. sitting in those seats, drunk as shit, watching those fights. I thought they were good fights, though. I feel like they were all right.
Yeah, no, they were definitely good fights.
I think that, overall, I think the card was okay. Nothing crazy, a lot of decisions, but, you know, I think it was a good showing. For those fighters, I'm shocked at the level of athleticism that they were able to show, the level of, sharpness they have, again, for fighting that, I guess, early in the day. I don't know. Fighting at 2, 3 a.m., because you have to understand, this started for us, regular time, 10 p.m., whatever, the thing we're used to. For them over there, because it's a few hours difference, it was I think they went into the doors at the arena at 11:30 p.m., maybe close to midnight. The first fight started at 1 a.m., maybe 2 a.m. That's late, though.
Yeah, that's pretty late.
What would you do? Would you take a nap before? What's your day looking like going into that? If you got tickets, you got good seats. We know you ain't got front row, but yeah, you're in the back a little bit, not nosebleeds.
I could be front row.
Front row. All right.
No. I'm always up late either way, so I'm night owl. So I'd be up all the time.
Yeah, but that's late, though.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last time that I was sun's up, birds chirping. That late? Nah. 2, 3 a.m. And then I'm like, all right, time to go to bed. You know what I mean? I can't do that late. But I feel like it's different energy, though.
Yeah.
You're at the fights. There's a lot of shit going on. I couldn't do another sporting event. I couldn't do 3 a.m. baseball.
Yeah. And then also just for the fighters having to adjust to that if they're not used to that.
Yo, for sure. I think that's a big part of the camps, though. You have to make sure you go there probably a month or two out, get acclimated to the time. It's like how when they do the elevation fights, when they go to Utah, Colorado, and they have to fight real high up. Those fighters usually go out a month in advance just to get used to fighting at that elevation because their cardio gets all messed up from that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good move. I would go probably a month in advance just to be acclimated to sleeping, waking up in the middle of the night to start my workouts, just to get that feeling of no, I'm awake. Although Dana White made a month. Yeah, I feel like a month.
I could do 2 weeks.
You think 2 weeks and then you'll be like, all right.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, you're also it's you have to plan your meals around that, your day around that, your workouts around that, your team's day and workouts around that as well. There's a lot that goes into it. I feel like you'd want to simulate everything to be the same as if you were fighting. I'd want no hiccups. I want no problems.
Yeah, true that.
I mean, dog, you going in there, you get head kicked, you get knocked out. No way. I feel like I would pull up a month out, sightsee a little bit, because you're also in the beautiful UK. You got to enjoy the sights a little bit. And then from there, I would get comfortable and start my workouts and start doing those 2 a.m. lifts. Sounds terrible even saying it like that. But shout out to the UFC for putting that card out.
Yeah.
So as always, I got to ask you the question. I ask either which one. Would you rather go top to bottom?
Go Spider-Man first.
Yeah, Spider-Man? All right, Spider-Man. What are you thinking? You want to go top to bottom or you want to go bottom to top in terms of the card? Pause.
All right, you know what?
Gotta say it
Let's go bottom. Let's go bottom to top.
Bottom to top. All right, so we'll start with Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. Gotta say the name.
What was that?
Giga Chikadze. I say that right. I listened to him say his own name. But, at this point, with these names, I got a little messed up. The last couple episodes, I definitely butchered a few. Again, I am sorry. This is uneducated. I don't know what I'm saying. So what I try to do is I try to find a YouTube video or something where the fighter is my name is, because some of the times you'll hear Bruce Buffer, John Anik, Joe Rogan, DC, they'll all say the names completely different accents. You're just like, I don't know what their name is. You need to get on the mic and say, hello, my name is, and then give me it, and then I can pronounce it correctly because I don't want to offend. I want to be nice, I want to do my job. But Arnold Allen, UK native, beat Giga Chikadze by decision. I thought it was a good fight, a good showing by Arnold Allen. Honestly, I was really excited for this one. This is one of those that's like kind of like a sleeper, I feel like not a lot of people were like super excited. Arnold Allen was a big contender coming into the lightweight division. Thing with him, though, he had like a good rise, nothing crazy. They weren't like, yo, we're going to throw you to the Sharks, go have you fight the killers of the top 5. There was a slow build. And then he stumbled upon Max Holloway. And we saw how that one turned out. Unfortunately, he lost that one. And it kind of slowed him down a little bit. After that, he fought, I believe, Movsar Evloev. Got that one right. I know I did. And he, unfortunately, again, lost. But Allen took that fight under short notice. So we were like, damn, 2-fight losing skid. This is the one. Giga,
he needed it.
Tough opponent. Decent in the rankings. This is your chance to show, no, I'm still in this. I'm still a title contender. It's a slippery slope when it comes to these fights, dude. Like, I feel like you mess up one time, you mess up on one fight, whether you get, like, obviously it looks bad if you get, like, finished. If you get, like, knocked out or you get slept, whatever it may be, it looks bad. But even if you lose it by decision or lose it in a manner where it's like, you get completely outpointed, you're out, bro. Like, you're not going to have that chance to go back to the title. Feel me? But Arnold, I feel like, did a good job. Showed a good showing, was able to shut down a lot of what Giga was coming at. And Giga's a great striker. I knew that this fight was going to be on the feet the entire time. I was expecting a little bit more like clinch grappling of some kind, but, we get what we get. But solid fight all around. Honestly, nothing that's going to blow your hair back, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it. Nothing crazy. Like I said, this fight was okay. The whole card was all right. Wasn't going to blow your hair back, unfortunately. I was hoping it'd be something crazy, but mostly decisions.
Yeah, I kind of expected a little bit more or just different from this fight. Yeah, from our last episode.
Yeah.
We got a few of those parlays wrong.
A few.
Yeah.
A few. Listen, I said it on the first episode when I started the show, and I will say it again. And I'll probably say it on almost every single episode. Take my advice, please. But don't listen to
risk.
me. It's at your own risk. At your
own risk.
Take my advice, but please don't listen to me if you get what I'm saying. Like, I think it's just you are doing this just to think it's funny at this point. If you think you're going to win, this is Uneducated Takes. It's in the title.
Yeah.
But again, if you hit, send me some money. Support us. Support the show. Spider-Man, he does this for free. You feel me? He doesn't get paid. Look at him.
Yeah, the city definitely owes Spider-Man a lot of money.
He needs a new suit. Let's get him updated. Like the PS5 ones, to get the shiny. Fuck with it. The comic accurate one. See, he agrees.
Wait, which Spider-Man is that?
This one is Spider-Man 2004 from the
Maguire?
No, it's definitely not Maguire. This looks like a
Garfield.
This looks like the cartoon one, like the animated one from the 90s.
It looks like it is like a cartoon one.
Nah, but you mean like you got the blue is like a different shade of blue than the blue in Spider-Man 1. You know what I mean? The comic fans know what I'm saying. They'll say it in the comments. They'll say it in the comments.
Miles Morales, number 1 Spider-Man.
Miles Morales, number 1 Spider-Man.
I said it. It's true.
I like a Tom Holland. Tom Holland. Tom Holland does a good job.
He don't got shit on Miles Morales.
No, but you know what? They need to show him more. Maybe we'll see him come back in the New Orleans. Yeah. Shout out to 806 The Show in their recent episode, by the way, with Nerd Gods. Amazing episode. Go check it out since we're on the subject of this. There was so much MCU talk. Listen, I was sitting behind that keyboard recording that episode, wanted to yell out every 3 minutes because I wanted to interrupt on everything they were saying. As I'm sitting there shaking like, you got that wrong. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'll be in the comments. They'll see me. But yeah, shout out to Arnold Allen. Moving on to the next one, we got Christian Leroy Duncan versus Gregory Rodriguez, or as everybody loves to call him, RoboCop. No, this one was one that everyone thought was going to be a barn burner. It's crazy when you get two guys that like every fight that they're in is an absolute war. They're slugging back and forth, knocking people out, and you're like, this is it. This is the one. When they go, they're going to collide, and it's going to be amazing. And it's all right. You know, it's Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis all over again, where you were like, these two knockout artists is going to be amazing, and it's all right. Good fight. Yeah. Nothing crazy, but I would say a letdown compared to like what you would expect. When you get that hype buildup, if you're like, this is going to be a war, and then you get there and it's like, all right, good decision. You know, that's kind of upsetting. You kind of expected like a round 1, maybe round 2 knockout. We didn't get that. We got a good fight, though. I'd say overall, Gregory Rodriguez showed that he's definitely still in this. Was able to stop an undefeated Christian Leroy Duncan, who's on a pretty hot streak for a minute. I think that he's showing that he has what it takes to stay in the, I believe, the light heavyweight division. I think he has a good footing in there. I think he's actually no. I think it actually might be middleweight. I think it's a good footing in there. He's got to sharpen some of the skills. I think that there's definitely some people that can like a little quicker than him could take him out.
Yeah.
But he was able to stop this dude. And this, I don't know if you've seen Christian Leroy Duncan, some of his highlights, but that dude is one of those like I'm throwing a spinning heel kick at you. Crazy. He's hitting angles, elbows, like he wears the Muay Thai shorts, a lot of bouncing, a lot of movement.
Yeah, them unexpected moves.
Yeah, it's those unexpected moves. Those things where he's going to throw like, what is that oblique kick where they go for like right above the knee. Yeah. Those ones are always the worst, man. He does stuff like that, but unfortunately he did not do enough to get it done. Shout out RoboCop. Again, this card, man, nothing crazy. There's a couple that are going to get me going in this one, though. So that's what we're waiting on. But I'm going to go over the other ones. You got to talk about them all. You got to give everybody the experience. It's fine. All right, going next. Now, this one was one that was, I feel like, heated debate when we were talking about it last time.
This is the one that messed up my part.
Oh, man. This one was one I think a lot of people got excited for, but unfortunately, kind of a letdown. But honestly, I have a couple of things I got to say to this one. So this one, we got King Green versus Patty the Baddie Pimblett. Now, Patty the Baddie Pimblett got it done with a submission.
Yeah, he did his thing. That was a nice one.
Early.
Yeah, first round.
Why did it's so hard to call him King Green. I feel weird being like, why did King shoot? I'm not saying King. I'm sorry, Bobby.
And on top of that, it was at the UK.
It was in the UK, yeah. I feel like it's low-key, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, like, you think he did that another King pulled up?
Wow, right. I would have pulled up. It would have been like royal family would be like, oh, I heard somebody's trying to use my title, son.
Yeah.
I thought that this one was going to play out a lot differently. I thought that this was going to be a stand and bang war. Yeah. I was shocked that it ended.
That's what Green was hoping for, but Patty got him.
Obviously not. I don't know why the hell he shot for that takedown. It made no sense to me as I was watching it. Now, listen, even going up to that point where I feel like he made the mistake of taking that shot, Patty was doing honestly a pretty good job on the feet. Mm-hmm. The boy was tagging him. I was watching some of the highlights before we started.
Yeah, Patty was ready that night.
Patty was doing his thing. He was. I mean, to be fair, that's his crowd. It's insane to me. True. I feel like, not that I doubt his skill. I know that he's good. He just hasn't shown me anything where I'm like, wow, this guy's it. Because some people are like, this guy is the next Messiah. Yeah. Like, he is the one that's going to pull up, and he's going to be the greatest of the great. And I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think he has still some growing to do. But what I do think is that he has the ability to get to that point. I think that they just have to give him the correct skill matchups, make sure that he doesn't take off, I guess, more than he can chew, and he should be fine. And this was a good test. Not saying that King Green was like see, it's weird to say it, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound
Green.
Yeah. Even then, Bobby.
yeah, I guess.
Bobby. The thing with Bobby is that, like, Bobby's a good fighter. He's just, at this point, somewhat of a gatekeeper. Well, let's be honest with you. He's here to cash those checks and get paid, and he's going to take some fights that maybe aren't necessarily best suited for him. Did I think he can win this? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Again, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure in the last episode we all picked him.
Yeah.
I think for the most part we were like, throw this on the parlay, fuck it. But we were clearly wrong.
Exactly what happened, yeah.
But I thought it was gonna be a different showing. I was expecting a finish. I was more expecting like round 2, and I was definitely not expecting a submission. But man,
with
Patty caught him.
Also, that was a nice submission though.
I don't know if you saw the photo. They got him, my boy, fast asleep, choked out, arm like this, just head on.
Yeah, he was out, bro.
They got him so bad in that photo.
Yo, as soon as someone gets knocked out, it's just like
they're so bad. It's like Joe Rogan,
bro.
It's Joe Rogan interviewing, and it's the camera guy like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Hold his head up real quick. I was so messed up. But they get the crazy shots. I feel like this is going to be a good stepping stone for Patty. Now that he's ranked, I think that they're going to give him some better showing. He's been getting called out.
Who do you think's next for Patty? Who do you think would be a good fight for Patty?
So I feel like there's a lot of talk of people that want to fight Patty. I know that there's a long list of guys that have like kind of called him out that are in. It's a mixed bag. You have guys that for whatever reason are in higher rankings that are like, let me fight him, let me shut him up, that are like way above his ranking, that it's like, well, you're really going to put that on the line to put number like 6 or 7 or 8 on the line against somebody who just got like 15 or 14. I don't know if that's the best idea. But he does have a couple of good, interesting fights. I feel like, I don't know, like a Matt Frivola. Steamroller. Let's get him in there. I feel like that'd be a good one. I feel like that would be a good fight. I don't know, man. I mean, who do you think? I feel like my thing is, I don't want to see him go up against somebody that, again, is like a top 5 ranked killer.
No, I get you. Because he has to work his way up a little bit
Not
more.
saying that Patty couldn't get it done. Again, I'm just saying I feel like it would be a waste to have that big fight, and it's like you're putting so much on the line for that to happen when he could get finessed. He could lose, and then there goes that. Now you got to start up on somebody else, or you got to like kind of rebuild him up, you know?
What if it's like Patty, I don't know if they're in the same weight class, but someone else who needs to, you know, like I'll say Johnny Walker after his last knockout.
Yeah. Let's put him in there with a light heavyweight. Let's put him in there with a light heavyweight. I don't know, man.
Wait,
I feel like
Patty's what weight class?
he's a lightweight.
Oh, he's in lightweight.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up the rankings right now, and we'll be able to see.
What about what's this dude's name? Sterling, who fought O'Malley?
Sterling, who fought O'Malley? Maybe that's 145. But he could. I mean, I could see that maybe. So we got Patty's at 15. Okay. Above him is RDA, Rafael dos Santos. Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner would be a good one. We got Benoit Saint-Denis, but he's already scheduled to fight Renato Moicano. Actually, that reminds me. Patty actually called out Renato Moicano, now that I think about it. Yeah, at the end of the fight, he called out Renato Moicano, and he was like, yo, let's do it. But like I said, he's already scheduled for a fight against Benoit Saint-Denis. So maybe winner of that one gets Patty. Patty moves up.
That would be a good one.
That would be Benoit's ranked number 12 against Renato, who's ranked number 10. So Patty gets winner of one of those two, moves up into at least the top 10, if anything, around at least the top 10.
No, that definitely makes sense.
I feel like that would make more sense. I feel like that would be a better move. Wow, it's crazy. Max Holloway is ranked number 9. There's a world where we could see Patty versus Max Holloway.
Yeesh.
That's just a money fight, in my opinion. I see Max low-key got clout that he could fight for the lightweight belt right now, in my opinion. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
You think right now, like, obviously we're going to get him versus Ilia Topuria.
Ooh,
that's the one we're going to get.
Yeah.
But if he wanted to, he'd be like, Islam, let's get that smoke. Let's get that paycheck. Let's get that paycheck we both know we're going to get, and let's get that smoke. And that'd be crazy. But I feel like, I don't know. Him at 155, I feel like would be kind of wild.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But Topuria, I can see that one happening.
I can see it happening. I can see it. Well, him and Topuria, I feel like that was the one that's going to make the most sense. And then we'll see Brian Ortega is fighting Diego Lopez at UFC Noche, which is like going to be the Mexican Independence Day card at the Sphere. We'll have an episode on that one. That one's going to be fun. I'm going to try to make that one festive. That one we'll get to tequila.
Yeah, the Sphere looks pretty dope.
The Sphere, I can't wait to see. I know, like I said, we're going to have an episode on it, but I guess this will be a little preview. I can't wait for that card.
Yeah.
What I'm so intrigued to see, because I don't know if you guys have seen a lot on the Sphere, but the interior of it is like the whole thing is supposed to be like a screen. So I don't understand. Is it like, do you think it's going to be like the octagon in the middle or near the front, and then the whole thing is going to be like a zoom in of what's going on in the octagon,
or just other stuff in the background?
Again, there's going to be so much I want to bring this up, but we'll talk about it now, I guess. Fuck it. Do you think that they're going to be like distracted? Like as a fighter, bro, like you think about it, like we're right here and over here you just have you again, like in big though, like
just because you already have hundreds of people already around you.
True, you do, but
you feel me? Because once you focus, you got to stay. You got to block everything.
I was watching an interview with Brian Ortega because he's talking about it. Like I said, he's fighting on that card, and he was saying, he's like, I think at first I'm probably gonna be like, yo, what is going on? Like,
I guess it would be kind of trippy.
And he's like, then I'm gonna get punched in the face, and I'll be like, all right, we're locked in.
Then you saw it exactly.
But that makes more sense to me. Like you're at first, how can you not on the walkout? The walkouts.
Yeah, the walkout. Oh, yeah.
The walkouts are going to be crazy. Listen, Dana White has said already, he's like, listen, I'm putting in so much money. There is so much money going into this. No one is ever going to be able to replicate or recreate whatever it is that I'm going to do here. Nobody's ever going to be able to top this. Dana
White's the best, bro.
I'm not going to lie, though. He hypes stuff up. Granted, he's a promoter. That's what he's supposed to do. But
he's a really good promoter.
I'm intrigued to see how this goes. The bigger thing for me is, though, I want to see what it's like to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Because most of the money, granted, they get a good amount of money from people going physically to these events, but most of the money comes from pay-per-view. Granted, it's...
For sure. I just want to see...
It's the same.
I'm going to watch it on TV either way. I ain't going to Vegas.
No. Let's go to Vegas. Let's get UFC Noche tickets. We're doing it. I think...
All right, you convinced me.
We're flying out.
That's it.
I think it'd be dope, man. I think that they should do something cool, like visually, for the people that are watching it at home on the TV, and maybe show some like insane graphics. Like I always find that fan-made UFC art for like the posters or like when they're doing like cool edits of like highlights leading up to a fight are always so much better and so much more detailed and more thoughtful, creative than the stuff that the UFC sometimes put out. I feel like they should get into that. Like the Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prohaska fight, bro, you have this Brazilian native like warrior who comes in with the face paint and the bow and arrow, and then you have the dude who's a samurai who has the ponytail cut, who goes into the wilderness in the winter in the snow and is fighting with wolves. And you would have people make these like artistic renditions of them, one in the samurai armor, the other one in his native garb with the headdress and everything. You're like, bro, this is badass. And the UFC's like, here's some dumb cartoony shit that we just came up with in 10 minutes. It's like, I can see what you tried to do, but it doesn't look as cool as whatever Twitter handle over here made.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Like the fan art is dope, and also like at least on the main card, like hyping up the walkout a little bit more.
Well, it's a thing of like how much WWE did they let bleed in?
Yeah.
When do these guys start getting pyro? I felt like that'd be the Batista entrance with the fireworks and stuff that come behind them.
It is lit though.
Some of them do it. Some of them, they're like, I don't think that the UFC is necessarily against it. I don't think that they necessarily promote it either, though. So like for Izzy has done many. He came out with the Undertaker thing, so did MVP that one time. Yeah. Conor McGregor gets like a 45-minute walkout for some reason. I always like when they show him coming from like the parking lot for like 10 minutes before they get out to it's the best, man. The music just swells and like gets them all hyped. But that's not, I want to see something cool. I want to see something visually stunning for the people that are watching it at home. I think that one, probably going to leave the living room for that one. Go out somewhere and get somewhere that has like pretty good seating, like a good thing. I know that there's some movie theaters that have them. I feel like, imagine watching a UFC fight in Dolby. Yeah. That'd be sick, man. Or I don't know, to the people around Boston, the Omni Theater, that's as close as the Sphere as we're going to get around here. I feel like
they'd be showing UFC events there at the theaters.
I would do that. I feel like that's something we got to check out. That's going to be a good one. But yeah, man, I think that Patty versus Renato Moicano would be a good one. You know what's crazy is him versus Renato sounds like a really good fight. Yeah. Like style-wise, like promotion-wise. I think they're both going to talk a lot of smack going up to it. But something about him versus Benoit Saint-Denis sounds scary. Benoit is a scary man. I know we saw him got knocked out by Dustin Poirier, but the man is French special forces. He killed a bunch of people before he pulled up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Something about that one. I feel like that one doesn't make more sense than Renato does, even though Renato is higher ranked too. So I feel like it makes more sense for him to go towards him. But we'll see what Patty does, man. I think he has a shot. I think he has the potential to get up to the title. But like I said, man, that top five is crazy. Like, right. Top five that he has to go up against. Islam is the current title holder. Islam already. Arman Sarukian at number 1. Charles Oliveira number 2. Justin Gaethje's number 3. Dustin Poirier's number 4. And Mateus Gamrot is number 5. Those are 5 people on top of the champion. That is a problem for that man. I don't know, man. I got to see the evolution. But he has a lot of hype, so we'll see if Patty gets it done. Shout out Patty the Batty.
Yeah, for sure.
Now.
That was a good move. All right.
Here we got 45 minutes, so everybody sit down. This is about to be a lot. This is going to be a lot. This is why I prepared. I just skimmed through those ones because I wanted to get to this one. Honestly, I think I'm more excited about this one than I am the main one. Well, we'll talk about it. So, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. Wow.
Quick fight.
Tommy boy got it done.
I knew Tom was going to get it, but I'm quicker than I thought. Early stoppage.
I believe I said Curtis Blades. If I remember correctly, I believe I said Curtis Blades.
I think so.
Now, to my defense, I still think Curtis Blades
is a monster.
I think Curtis Blades is a beast. I think that's one of those, if they fight 10 times out of 10, Curtis gets a couple of those wins. Yeah. I think that it was just one of those things. Zig when you should have zagged. Granted, the thing with Tom Aspinall is that he's such a beast. Yeah. It wasn't even a power shot. Yeah, it was like off a jab. Yeah, it wasn't anything. It wasn't a load.
He kind of just fell a little bit, and then he just stood over him,
touched him, and he just got him. And then he just, like you say, he just stood over him and just started ground and pound and got him out of there.
If Curtis made a move, like at the cover his head, roll or do something, bro, the ref. I get it, but it was still too early.
I don't think it was an early stoppage. I think the ref gave him ample enough time to make any movement.
Yeah, he didn't make no move.
My issue with it is that he literally was just...
Yeah, he didn't make no move.
There was no, like, even this. Yeah. There was no, like,
no push off.
No, it was just this the whole time. He was just shelled. So when you do that, it's like, okay, how hurt is he?
Yeah.
Is he even conscious right now?
Yeah.
What's going on? Is he showing any signs of life? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 seconds or whatever it was. He did nothing. Yeah. So it's like, how long are you going to let that go? Exactly. One of these is going to knock him out. And at that point, it's like, you haven't moved anything. And then it was crazy to see that, like, right as the ref was like, no, stop it. That's when he moved.
Then he was like, no. Like, what do you mean no, bro?
You had ample time, in my opinion. I don't think it was an early stoppage at all, man. I feel like that was perfect, in my opinion. I think that he did a right thing to stop it there. I could see the argument to let it go on, but it also, I would say,
5 or 10 more seconds.
Tom was in the position that Curtis was. You let it keep going because that's the champion. Curtis is the challenger. It's fine. But Curtis Blades, man, listen, you're not done. There's no way you're done.
Yeah, there's no way.
I think you still have several shots at this title, bud. There's a gap between you and everybody else, man. You're doing great.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going. But now we're gonna talk about Tom Aspinall. Is Tom Aspinall the official heavyweight champion to you?
Well, yeah. Right now.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dana White begs to differ.
He would have to. Because, everyone's saying with him and Jones would be crazy.
Yeah.
But after he beat Sergey and now Curtis, he's at the top right now.
Dog. To Dana White, John Jones is the official heavyweight champion. He's the current active heavyweight GOAT. Yada, yada, yada.
I don't know about the active, but
according to him, he's like, you're going to let an injury mean you're not active? Yes.
An injury means you're not active.
In any other sport, you're benched.
Yes,
exactly. You're not active.
He's not active.
What are you talking about? Are you currently fighting?
Of all time, Jones is. But currently, Tom.
Bro, to me, Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion. It is a technical battle. We're getting into verbiage here. Yeah. Yes, John Jones is the most recent. We're not even talking GOAT at this
UFC,
point. Yeah. He's the current official undisputed heavyweight champion due to his last fight. But he hasn't fought in so long that they had to come up with the interim belt. To me, why are you coming up with an interim anything? Exactly. New belt, new champion. And then when the former champion
can't defend it, he just can't defend it, but still get the belt going until he's ready to fight.
The former champ, I think, gets a shot at the title. Whenever they're ready to go, they're next up to whoever's the champion. But if you have to come up with a second belt for whoever's like fighting at the highest level, that's the new champion. I don't know what you want me to tell you. That's the new champion. To me, why would you have a secondary belt that's like a fake belt? Exactly. That's also messed up to Tom because now you're having it. What are you defending? Is he getting paid as a champion? He has a belt.
Yeah.
You're promoting him like a champion. You're talking about him like a champion. Is he getting these pay-per-view points? Now he's defended. Yeah. That's the whole thing. You got to win it, then you got to defend it, then you get pay-per-view points. He's defended it.
Yeah, he's defended it.
To me,
he's currently the champion.
And then Dana White said, winner of that fight gets the winner of John Jones and Stipe. So now we get the real one.
Wait, so what about Pereira? Isn't he heavyweight?
So no, Pereira's light heavyweight. So he's 205. So the thing with Pereira is that everybody in the grandmother, including me, wants him to move up to heavyweight and fight for the belt. Some people think give him a test so that it's not as serious. Give him somebody that's highly ranked in heavyweight, but nothing.
Yeah, fight Cyril Gane.
Yeah, fight like a Cyril Gane or something like that, just to get your feet wet. See how you do, and then if you do well, title shot. I give him a title shot. Why not? We're doing the entertainment thing. We're doing the entertainment thing, aren't we? Yeah. We're giving people fights and setting up fights that make no sense anyway. Why not?
As long as it fills seats.
My thing is also then you have granted you already have a star in him because you see his he saved UFC 300 this that and the third. He shows up and everybody's put money on him. Everybody wants to watch him, and it's amazing. I don't think that there should be any other reason why you wouldn't have him fight the winner of John Jones versus Stipe, especially if it's John Jones.
Yeah,
to me, that's the best one ever. Ladies and gentlemen,
without
further ado, we have a surprise guest for you, all the way from China, the winner of the heavyweight championship belt, Ari.
guys?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
China.
Dog, you had to get that belt. What you mean? In the Olympic Games, we told them that you weren't going to no France. You wanted to go right to the enemy.
Yeah, it was a tough motherfucking competition, but I ended up getting.
That's what we like to. That's what we like to see. Shout out.
That's what's up, bro.
Shout out. Got to bring the belt next time for Uneducated Takes. We got to show the gold. Now he's getting his shine with his name change. New rubies. You feel me? All about the defense. Right now, man, we're just going over Tom Aspinal versus Curtis Blades. How Tom Aspinal got it done, and how we get him versus the winner of John Jones and Stipe. I think it's gonna be a good one, man. I think that low-key Stipe is gonna be a sleeper though. That's gonna ruin this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think
Stipe in so long.
Yeah,
Or Jones.
Or Jones.
No, right.
Someone brought up a good point. You haven't seen Jones technically since he fought. I think it was what was his name? No, Dominic Reyes. What was his name?
What, his last fight before?
Before Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
Was Dominic Reyes.
All right.
Space.
Yeah.
Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
For 30 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever it was. Space.
Yeah.
We're still waiting. Like that's why I'm like
Still space. Yeah.
Stipe was knocked out by Francis. That was the last time we saw him. And when was the last time Francis was in the UFC?
They should probably still check on Stipe. Is he still knocked out?
He shows up. You know, the crazy thing is I see more media surrounding John Jones than I do Stipe. I couldn't even tell you an interview that I've seen with Stipe.
I don't even know what he looks like.
You know what it looks like.
I've always known who Stipe was, but
I know the name.
That's the thing is,
image in my head.
last time I saw an image of him, he was actually like, I feel like he
knocked out.
Sleep like
Francis.
He was actually like looked like a leaner heavyweight now. Like he looks like he's like
He doesn't look like he's heavyweight, bro.
No. He doesn't fit the bill. Like he's a big dude, but he looks more like a light heavyweight. I would feel
for
like.
sure.
But now he's like probably like 225, 235. Around there, like walking around weight, which heavyweight starts at like 225. So we'll see how he does. Because John Jones, I think, what did he bulk up to like 250 or something like that?
Yeah, you saw when Tom Aspinal said what up to Jones?
Yeah.
He
tried to check him,
and he put his hand on his shoulders. Jones was like,
that. It was so good.
I felt that so much.
That
Yo, Tom Aspinall is such a good character that you
Yeah.
can't even like be mad.
No.
yeah, he wasn't mad. He wasn't mad, but he was just like, yo, what's up?
Such a good dude, like,
Yeah, you can't hate on him.
disrespecters.
Yeah.
Well, even his after he beat Curtis, his call out to John because they were like, "Yo, we already know what you're gonna say, but now is your time to say it." He goes, "Listen, John, I love you. It's all respect, but I think I could beat you." And that's the nicest way to challenge anybody. Like right then and there, he could have been like a WWE promo. I'm the real champion. You're a bum that's sitting on the couch. So challenge anybody. Like right then and there, he could have been like a WWE promo. I'm the real champion. You're a bum that's sitting on the couch. So
Yeah, right. You think?
But that would be a good fight though.
I think it would be. Even when you're calling somebody out in like such a nice way, I think it'd be an amazing fight to see. Tom Aspinall,
I'd rather see him instead of Stipe.
I would say
Jones.
Well, I think anybody would probably pick that now because the thing with the gripe and the issues that they give John is like, all right, John, you're the greatest of all time. You're the greatest of all time. You're beating up an old man. It's like, is he beating up an old man? Stipe is considered one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. It's just that it's been so long that this new wave of fans, including myself, I will not exclude myself from that, doesn't remember Stipe fighting. Again, my recollection of Stipe was his last fight with DC and then him getting absolutely obliterated by Francis. I don't know.
He did beat Francis once.
But I had to go back and watch that. You see what I mean? It's not like the live feeling of seeing is watching his downfall. That's why I'm like, I don't know, man. But granted, he beat DC.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it time to move on from Stipe?
I want to see Jones fight Aspinall.
No,
Should we just get Stipe out of here?
I think the thing is that like what people aren't. This is where I come to John's defense. People aren't like respecting him in a way. Is that I do feel like for him, this is a bigger than a paycheck thing. This is a stamp on legacy. He just wants to show like I beat a GOAT at heavyweight. Like there's not many of them that are active right now, unless you go down and actually no, he's not fighting anymore. I was gonna say Andrei Arlovsky, but he recently got let go. But I feel like there's nobody else where he could be like, yo, because he walked through Cyril Gane, who everybody thought was this insane problem, and that was super easy. And
I've never seen him not walk through someone.
I have.
I had
to go back and watch him, but him versus Gustafsson, that one was crazy.
That one was a good
Reyes
one.
also took him to the brink. That one was also crazy. Granted, John Jones has said multiple times, he's like, my pre-fight is partying and cocaine. He didn't actually say the second part, but we all know what he's doing.
Yeah.
We all know what he's doing.
Hey, if it works, it works. He's a champion.
He's a champion.
He's a champion.
Undefeated except that one. Oh, speaking of which, so now
I guess I know the recipe.
The rule change with the 12-6 elbow.
Yeah.
Do you think that they overturn that the one loss that John Jones has in his record? The one loss is a
because if the rule wasn't valid before, that was what the rule.
Dana did that just for him.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing when like weed is legal. It's like let him out of jail. Like,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
That's not what we meant.
Weed is legal going forward.
Yeah, going forward. Damn,
They was moving
stay
a
in
lot.
there.
They was traffic.
They broke the law back then.
Free
Yo, but I was gonna say, as a category I wanted to do, if you can like change a rule or a different rule within the UFC, like what would it be?
So I would have one, but they've already kind of changed it. My thing was always knees to a grounded opponent.
Yeah,
that's cool.
At first I was like kind of like confused about it. I didn't know really what that meant. I've listened to a couple people break it down, but you got to think about it. Like think how many times you've seen an opportunity where you're like knee him in the head, like it's like right there. Not in a,
As soon as they got both hands down.
yeah, and it's not even like in a malicious way. Like the guy's
just to knock him out.
It's just that like. This is you, even on your like back or whatever it may be, you have an opportunity to land a strike that really changes the fight in your favor, and it helps out, and it also like negates a lot of the wrestlers. Like there's so many of them that are gonna just take you down and they're gonna wrestle you the entire time. At least now you have a weapon on the ground.
There's definitely an advantage for wrestlers within the UFC.
Oh, for sure. I mean, but it's
within the rules.
That's the whole thing, though. It's also like it's up to you to beat them. They're like just get better. I don't know what to tell you. Like that is what it is.
Don't get wrestled.
Don't get wrestled.
Don't get hit to the
I
ground.
don't know what you want to tell you. You signed up for it.
How about you, Ar? If you could change a rule or
I
something.
was just trying to think of one. It's like, what else is
Soccer
there?
kicks?
Yeah.
I want to be able to sprint 30 meters and just.
Yeah. Just headbutts. Like,
Yo,
headbutts would be
you could
crazy.
Just, like, imagine the ground and pound. You just like elbow, fucking.
You can choose whether or not to wear gloves. You can go
Oh,
bare knuckles.
let's take it there.
You can
like,
go bare knuckles.
It's like there's another division in the UFC.
Yeah,
you go
bare knuckle.
It's like WWE where you're just like, no, we want tables, ladders, chairs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a hardcore
Cage.
match.
Exactly. Yo,
You're like,
that'd
I don't
be
want the
crazy.
octagon. Someone's backyard will be
Yeah.
I need a bag of
No
thumbtacks.
refs. What do you mean you don't want a ref in there?
What do you
No
mean
ref.
No ref, not needed.
No time. Oh, actually, that would be an interesting one. Instead of let's say 3 5-minute rounds, one 15-minute fight.
Ooh, that's
No
exhausting.
break.
No breaks.
No
Exhausting.
breaks.
Only the ref can really. Oh, this
Do you take a break at a street fight
You don't.
outside a village tavern? You're
sometimes
scrapping. The
you-
cops don't stop it.
Ah, you don't, bro.
You don't.
It's either
only if it was like
someone's
a high
going
school
down.
setup fight.
No, because people
If you got corners, you're
people
got
stop
corners.
it. People
It's just
stop
like,
it.
Feel like, yo,
some
they-
people were like, all
yeah.
right. And hit
That's
it
a
with
good
the
rule.
Round 2, nigga.
That's a good rule. Yeah, that's true.
Get up. All right, go.
They gotta reset the circle. The circle got too close. They gotta reset it.
I got round 2.
I got you.
I think that would be dope, man. If they were like, we're gonna just go 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't force it and say like 25 minutes, like they do a 5 because a main event would be 5 rounds, 5 rounds, 5 minute, 5 rounds. I feel like I would do one 15-minute. That's the
it.
max I would do 15 minutes.
Bang
But
out for 15 minutes.
That'd be crazy.
Continuous minutes, or I'll be
small
generous,
space.
7.5.
Okay.
7.5.
Oh,
Bring
two
it to
halves?
Bring it to
2 halves, yeah.
That'd be crazy.
2 halves, halftime. You get 1 halftime. You get to game plan and be like, listen, you're getting ass whoops.
Yeah.
This is
Halftime,
it.
you just leave
Yeah.
it. Just like-
Like, your moment. You got 7 minutes.
You got 7 minutes of getting it. No, but I feel like you would do damage in that with that siege. You'd be like, I bet, let's do this. Actually, kind of talking about that too. So one of the side topics I had on this was so a big thing with these like last couple of pay-per-views has been like when they're doing the press conference beforehand, the fighters will be like, let's up the bonus, like so they done like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, and then Dana White the post fight, so after the fights, the 304, he was like, never again am I doing that, and everyone was like, oh, why? He was like, nobody fought any harder, and I was like, I kind of get that. Like I said earlier, guys. All decisions for the most part. I'm looking at it right now. Almost all of these were decisions, besides like 1 or 2.
Do you think the time of the fights took to play in this?
I can I can see
3 a.m. and fucking.
I can see it,
Forward.
but like we were discussing this earlier, and I feel like a part of it, wouldn't you want to get there beforehand and prepared for that?
Yeah.
You signed a contract. They're like, yo, right here on the dotted line.
like right now,
3 a.m.,
before you went to go
explicit.
fight to China, like how long did you go to China before to like prepare for that fight?
How many times did you run the Great Wall?
Like,
you feel me?
Like how long would you go to a different, country, a different state just to prepare for that fight? I guess different states pretty quick, but different country, let's say.
I'm not much of the preparation type.
Oh, I flew to China there today.
Got it like that.
So what you say? You said what? 2 weeks or like a month or two?
He said 3 days.
3 days.
Pulling up right before the fight.
Yeah, facts.
He said he's changing that
I was
day.
working out on the plane.
4 or 5 sit-ups. I'm
We gonna
set.
stretch. No, but seriously, if it was like this is like a full UFC fight, and you would have to, I don't know, the time zone and everything. You should take at least a month, right?
That's what I said.
I said 2 weeks. He said a
my
month.
thing is a month, right?
Yeah.
I said, like, first, obviously, you're going to go somewhere that you've never really been before.
Yeah.
Maybe. You're going to want to do some sightseeing. We're going to cut that out. But if you're going to be there, like, you got to acclimate to, first of all, the time change. You got to get over the jet lag. And then on top of that, then you got to get you and your whole team ready to do the whole camp. Oh, another thing, actually, I didn't think about earlier, the weight cutting part, too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Think about how much you just hate weight cutting in general. Now you got to deal with a fucked up sleep schedule and weight cutting. Oh man,
Yeah, true that.
Leon definitely looked off. Like something was wrong.
So that was part of the thing that he said after he lost, is that he said that he was
Excuse,
like, yo,
bro.
like I had the whole week have just been off. And then later on his coach was like, yeah, he also had a back thing. That's why he couldn't wrestle like that. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, I don't want to hear no
I
excuses,
hate
bro.
excuses,
He
man.
was talking all that headshot dead. Listen, we all
that was
pick,
good, that was good,
we all pick Leon, and we all love
I thought
him
he was
and
gonna
everything
do
like
it,
that.
bro.
But at the same time, I'm also gonna tell you how it is. Don't talk all that smack beforehand, and then afterwards be like, "Oh, I was tired. Oh, my back." Like
right.
you can't
Yeah,
do that. Like,
exactly.
don't give me this look, and then after, give me like
Back it
serious.
up, bro.
Take him,
Wait, like,
take him
UFC
seriously, and
Just
then
don't
I'll
say
feel
nothing,
bad. But
right?
oh yeah, don't say nothing afterwards.
The
Be
UFC
y'all
is
can
like
go.
weird where like it's like I just recently was like, yo, Leon Edwards my favorite. And as soon as a fighter that's your favorite loses, it's like
It's always an underdog is coming up,
It's
bro.
like this is not my favorite no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
is Bilal your favorite now?
No, it's definitely, definitely not. But Tom Aspinall started getting closer to
Tom Aspinall, I think, is like, if you listen, like I think now he's had every fight hasn't made it past the first round or something like that. Like for the most part, he hasn't been more than 14 minutes. I don't know what the stat is, but he really hasn't been in the octagon that long because no fight lasts longer than the first round. Like everything is under like a minute and a half or something like that. He won the belt in under 2 minutes, I think, even.
So, quick fight.
Quick fight. What do you think of his tournament idea? I don't know if you guys saw that one. So he has an idea that basically they would do this.
What up?
Jones versus Stipe. Alex versus Tom. Winners fight each other.
That's a great idea.
That's his idea.
That's a great idea.
He's like, you want to, like, listen.
At this point,
His whole thing is he's just like,
That's a
I just
great
want to,
idea.
he's like, these belts,
Alex
cool.
gotta move
gotta-
up and weight, bro.
Well,
we need to
that's
clear
what I
that
think is
up
going to
finally.
happen.
Like that needs to be finally cleared up. We need to get champion, heavyweight champion, and it can't be me.
They can't beat me. You're like, I'm over here in China. I'm doing international stuff. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, right. You're still pay enough.
That's
You'll
part
fight
of it,
whoever
man.
wins out of all that.
Yeah.
I feel like part of me wants to see Alex move up in weight. Like I said earlier, I'm a big supporter of that. But at the same time, I do also understand the argument of like, yo, the light heavyweight division has been a mess for so long. Finally, we got Alex, who's kind of keeping order a little bit.
Yeah,
True
Still
that,
needs
true
a
that.
couple more defenses to really like lock that in. And then the heavyweight division has also kind of been like a wishy-washy here and there type of deal. So it also be kind of weird of like, yo, like Alex has a chance. Like as much as everybody's like,
yeah, for real.
So you got to really look for them. Listen, these are some deep, dark web gambling sites you're on. But there are odds out there for Alex versus Tom or Alex versus John. He's a huge underdog in both.
Yeah.
Like, huge underdog. Like,
you got to
plus 3, 4, 500 underdog. Like, bad. So I can see where they're
Come on,
also
man.
like, why waste that fight for now? You know,
Yeah, facts.
I can see that, and why also like muddy things up if he does end up getting the heavyweight belt. That's another thing. Is like some champions rarely will be. I'm going to defend in both weight classes. Most of the time, I think you pick one and you kind of stick with that.
Yeah, because it's tough cutting back and forth.
And I think light heavyweight kind of is the most comfortable for him right now. I mean, granted, heavyweight you really don't have to cut weight. You just have to be an athletic size because you have to remember that dude's 6'4". So
Yeah.
putting on 225, 235, 245.
Yeah, he could do it.
You know what I mean?
That's
That's
not
not.
233, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's just like
it's fine. I think he'll be okay. But I think athleticism wise, like when he
Exactly.
gets into like
Like when he's
that
toned
peak,
up, exactly.
I think that's light
more
heavyweight.
comfortable.
I think that's light heavyweight. 205. I think
Exactly.
that's what, because you also have to remember he weighs in at 205 and then he'll fight at 223 or something like that. Like he bulks up very fast overnight with that water weight or whatever he's doing. But
looking crazy, that magic.
Yeah, serious.
Dog, he's got something. I don't know what the hell's going on with that dude, but he's got power in his fist, and he's got like some. What did Yuri say? He's got some black magic behind him, some secret forces.
Him that they know it's all. I love God.
He's like, I seen his eye. Yeah. No, literally be like, no, I love
you. It's God. I just love God.
He's like, it's God. I promise you. I don't know what nonsense you're talking about, but I promise you, it's not that crazy stuff.
Fucking black magic.
Yeah,
Dog. It's insane to think about that, but you have to understand. You're watching this man put people to sleep, and there's some about him. You can even when he comes on like you're watching him on a small screen like YouTube. You're like, there's something about this guy.
Spiritual happening.
Like you're like you could tell. You're like, there's some. He's just terrifying.
Well, I don't think he punched. It does not look like he's punching that hard. But
no, because
it connects.
You don't see like the wine.
Yeah,
you don't see like
it's
the
all
whole
within
thing.
mid range.
No, you just see him just.
Wow.
And then just the reaction of the other person's body just shutting down, like, and he's just like, and you just see their whole nervous system just like, you're like, what just happened there?
What just hit him?
Like a Mack truck, an 18-wheeler just went right through
fucking
him.
fist back.
Bro, it's crazy, but that's why I think people, like, including myself, I think he has a chance at heavyweight because that's all heavyweight is, really.
Yeah.
Like, heavyweight has a lot of skilled fighters, but a lot of them, for the most part, are kind of like
we're power, bro.
We're power punchers here. Like they're going for the trying to put you to sleep. Yeah. Tom Aspinal is an anomaly because of how much he's on the feet, so proficient. He's amazing on the ground. He moves a lot faster than somebody of his height and weight should.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand how he moves around like that. But not a lot of heavyweights are like that. Then you have like Curtis Blades, who's like a wrestler, and he focuses predominantly on wrestling. John Jones, I guess, also is like wrestler, but even then with him, I mean, he wasn't floating around in the ring against Cyril Gahn. He got him with a trip and then just choked him out. Like, he wasn't really like,
What about Lewis, though? Derek Lewis?
Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Derek Lewis is sliding a foot just slowly across.
He is not quick, but he got power, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about the power.
Yeah.
Like, Alex has a chance. I don't like. I mean, I have to assume again, somebody of his stature is probably like sparring and training with heavyweights. Why wouldn't you? Look at the size of that dude.
I seen him sparring with I forget who it was.
I remember I saw something with him against a heavyweight boxer when they were trying to get him versus Jake Paul. When Jake Paul called him out after that one,
bro.
Shout out Mike Perry, bro. You tried your best, bro. We love you, Mike.
But then again, Jake Paul's not going to jump in bare knuckle boxing though. So,
no. But it's the same thing when he's like, "Yo, yeah, we'll do MMA," and I haven't seen the MMA fight yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Although he did say against Nate Diaz he would do Nate Diaz in boxing and then he'd fight him in MMA. So we'll see.
I don't think he should. That's going to be his downfall if he tries to get into the.
But who knows?
Yeah, true.
To be fair, the people
Jake
that
Paul does have power though.
The guys that he does.
He be doing his thing, even though he be talking mad shit and a lot of gay shit, but he be doing his thing.
But that's what I'm saying.
Goofy, but
definitely
power.
Goofy, but very, very sus with his talking.
His shows doesn't matter, like any walk of life.
Pause, no titty.
Yeah, I was like,
you could become a fighter, I guess. If you're in any walk of life.
Well, to be fair,
at any moment,
he be doing his thing.
He was already like a somewhat athletic dude, and then he just started training heavy into boxing, and then especially like, granted, when you focus on that, like if you're focused on one thing and you put all your energy into it, then you can get a lot of things accomplished. And then with him, like his whole business is content. So if you're like, now I'm in this boxing lane, just start recording yourself. Boom, you have content. People are gonna want. And then now, you're signing up to fight actual people, or you're fighting MMA fighters. You're doing this, that, celebrity boxing, whatever it is.
It's cool. It's entertaining, bro.
You just focus
doing his thing.
Record.
I can't hate. I can't hate.
One thing he definitely hasn't beat any boxers yet.
Yeah, he's not gonna go up against like no Tank. He ain't going up against Tank.
Imagine him and like Ryan Garcia.
Garcia, I can see that
I
happening.
don't think Garcia's allowed to. I don't think Garcia's allowed to box anywhere. Right?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think Garcia's allowed to do anything.
I think Jake Paul's the only
know
one
about
that could box him.
Garcia, I don't know.
I think everything else
exactly.
he can't do.
I think Jake Paul
can.
Jake Paul, I can see him fighting Jake Paul.
I don't know.
I feel like Garcia will give him the work though.
Because I feel like Jake Paul.
I think so too.
Yeah.
In boxing, Garcia will give him the work.
But yeah, again, like Jake is good, but you have to also put like who is he fighting? Like,
exactly.
You're only,
Robinson.
Would you say right? Would you say like, you're as good as your opponent?
He's had some good opponents. I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't their craft. It's not like
no, right. That's the way I look at it. Like We saw Conor McGregor did his thing against Mayweather, but you could see how much
within boxing, Mayweather easily outclassed him.
Yeah,
but
his Mayweather won't in the womb. You know what I mean?
Mayweather won't jump in the octagon with Conor though.
Conor's mechanics were clearly still a UFC fighter.
Exactly.
Like his footwork,
his hands were like this. It was like
his
up
legs
like this
were still
instead of
wide,
actual
stance.
I wonder
his hands are like.
Yeah.
Do you think if they did MMA, do you think Conor would go for takedowns?
What do you mean?
Do you think if they were one in boxing, one in MMA, do you think Conor would go for takedowns?
I think more leg kicks, more kicks.
I think the kicks would be it.
Yeah, it would be a wrap.
He would
Floyd. I think if he was really losing, or like it was closer than he imagined, he'd take him to the
in the octagon, Floyd don't got a chance.
Yeah,
I boxing easily.
I always think about boxers coming into MMA. My immediate thought is always, oh yeah, they're gonna go for the takedown. I always forget about the kicks.
They go for the
calf kick, bro. Oh my god,
you have two side kicks. A body and a bomb right there in the center.
You're done, bro. Yeah, the first time they see a question mark, they see a question mark kick, they're like, body kick, I got you. And they're like, wait, what is that? It's over, bro. It's over. I feel like that'd be so dope. I'm with it, man. I think some of these heavyweights can get into boxing. Apparently, Tom, he trained to be a boxer for a hot minute before he was like, nah, MMA, we're going full tilt. And now look at him now. He's, like I said, him versus John, book it. Him versus Alex, book it.
Yes,
I think that
please. Dana.
He is going to be. Well,
do it.
Now, do you think that John retires after that, or do you think that he's going to be?
Thank you, man. Thank you so fucking much.
I think so. I think so, man.
Such a refreshing.
Salute.
Salud.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Yo,
what was that question though?
Do you think that John retires after he fights Stipe, or do you think the chirping from Tom is too much that he has to fight him?
I think he'll.
First of all, he has to fight him.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You were saying?
I think he'll always be around like Hulk Hogan.
I can see that too.
Disappears after he wins,
and then he's in the rafters like Sting.
Not actually the champion. They give it over to he disappeared. Then he comes back years later, another fight just for the money, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can see it happening.
I can see him retiring, but he's gonna have to fight Tom, bro.
I think
or
that
whoever the champ is. I can see him doing a couple more fights.
The thing with me is I think that it's Tom is that I'm staying as the champion for a while.
It makes sense to stay undefeated because when you're doing other things, it's easier to promote and all that.
We got ready.
Yeah,
Jones is the current title holder as the whatever we're gonna say is the official heavyweight champ or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. It is.
Tom Aspinal is the official, in my opinion.
Currently.
No, because how long can you be interim?
That's what I was trying to tell him because Jones is all-time within the UFC.
Okay, well, that's not what we're not. Here's my thing: is people always want to nut ride John Jones on his whole go.
Well, why are you saying people? You can say my name.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
Because it's Dana White and a whole bunch of people. Here's my thing:
but
we're talking two different
things. Is it true or is it not true?
No, okay, but here's what I'm saying: it's true. We're talking two separate things.
Yeah,
we are not having the greatest of all time conversation.
I'm just.
We're not having that conversation. The conversation that we are having right now is him versus Tom Aspinall and who is the heavyweight champion. That is the conversation we're having. Right now, he hasn't been active, like I said, in so many years since he fought Cyril Gane or whatever it was. And even before that, he wasn't very active. So I feel like, yes, he became the champion when that happened, when he beat Cyril Gane. But the moment, in my opinion, when you have to create another belt to be defended,
makes sense.
You just crowned a new champion.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make
What happened to...
Makes sense. I don't know why they did the whole new belt.
What's dude's name?
I agree with you on that.
Fought, Alex Pereira, light heavyweight. He got hurt. And he ended up getting knocked out when he finally came back.
Jamal Hill?
Jamal Hill.
Oh, Hill, yeah.
So Hill is training. He's coming back because remember he got injured from all that in basketball. So he's like training to come back and everything.
So how long if let's say you're champion and you get injured, how long do they give you?
So that's my thing.
It depends on the injury, but I wouldn't say the belt should wait.
So that's my thing.
You should not make a new division. The belt shouldn't wait. You should release the belt. Since you were champion or former champion,
that's what Jamal Hill did.
You should always have a chance to fight whoever the new former champion is, depending on your injury. Because an injury can take a year, could take someone 2 years to feel right. And then once you come back, I'm like, yo, I was former champion.
I will say, I agree with you 100%. The one thing I will add on to that is I would say it's up to the champion's discretion on whether or not they want to go right for the belt, if they feel like they're ready, or if they want to take a tune-up fight, like a warm-up of some kind. Not saying that they got to fight a trash can, no low rank, somebody of
no, some are good,
but just somebody to be like, all right, let me get the rust off.
Because at the end of the day, it's whatever sells. So even if you were the former champion, like Stipe, I'm sorry, Stipe, but if you're not bringing in them seats, bro, it is what it is.
What do you even look like?
Where is he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where's Stipe? At least pop out one time for a picture.
He's nice.
But heavyweight, we got John Jones and Tom. I'm gonna go with our co-champions or whatever you want to call it. Then we got Cyril Gane, Alexander Volkov, who just came off a win, Sergey Pavlovich, who just lost to Alexander Volkov, Curtis Blades, who just lost to Tom Aspinal, Stipe Miocic, who's scheduled to fight John Jones. After that, you have Jailton Almeida, who lost to Curtis Blades, Marcin Tybura, who I think also lost, Sergey Spivak, who I think was on a win, and then Tai Tuivasa. Those are the top 10. What name did you hear in there that you're like, yeah, him against Tom Aspinal, besides John Jones?
Yeah, at that point, with this situation, I feel like you can wait for whatever. You really can.
There's a couple of names in there.
Like John Jones.
The only scary one was Sergey, and he got knocked out for the belt, so.
He did get knocked out by
Tom Aspinal.
By Tom.
Quick.
I think it was time.
Quick.
It's time we start the what's it called? The Tenkaichi tournament. Dragon Ball Z.
I'm with it.
Have like a huge tournament of fighters.
It's super weird with the best option that everybody, I think fans at least like go towards is Alex moving up to heavyweight.
It will bring some excitement.
It's just because
it would bring some excitement for sure.
Exactly.
But then we had this debate a while back ago. How many defenses do you need to have before you're able to move up in weight? We had this whole conversation when it came to Islam and when it came to Sean O'Malley and all those guys who always talk about moving up a weight. Ilia Topuria.
Just once you're a champ, bro.
Well, Ilia Topuria, didn't even defend it yet, and he's already talking about moving up in weight.
Exactly.
So, it's like how many like, for me, I think you need 2 or 3 before you're able to move up. That makes sense.
That makes sense, but then again, it's also what the fighter is more comfortable with.
Because you also, you don't want to leave your entire, I guess, reign as a champion to be kind of like, yeah, they won it, and then they kind of like dipped on us. And then
if I win that belt,
your whole
and I'm more comfortable in a heavier weight class or in a heavier weight, then I'll win that belt, and then I'll try to win the next belt.
But then your whole weight class also gets then like thrown off. Because then, like I said, like you were talking about earlier, I think that if you get injured as a champion, you should relinquish that belt. Like Jamal Hill did it, Yuri Prohaska did it, a bunch of champions beforehand did
definitely
it.
Should.
John was like, nah, like I'm gonna hold on to this.
It's because when he said nah, they're like, sir, we're gonna have to take that belt. Go ahead and try.
No. That's the only reason Dana White's like, this dude has guns and dogs. It's because he went to go get that belt back. He saw the guns and he saw the dogs.
You can't take my truck. You can't take my belt.
No, John Jones is such a dangerous man.
Exactly.
He is.
It's like him and Chuck Norris right there.
Yeah.
Bro, I think that it's going to be an interesting thing to see the next couple months. I'm very excited to see what that post-fight, whoever wins between John and Stipe, what that on the mic looks like, if they both retire, if neither of them retire. I think Stipe is probably going to retire, but I think if
Stipe was retired.
Yeah, right?
Who is this man?
Everybody else, man.
I gotta see it. I gotta go back and do my little Stipe
Miocic run and see this whole
refresher.
You're gonna be like, yo, Stipe is actually that guy, bro.
Yeah, he is, bro. Stipe, he has a run.
The ones that I were like, yo, this guy's the guys. When I saw like the fights between him and DC, the back and forth, and then the first fight with him against Francis, I was like, yo, Stipe's that guy. Like Stipe,
anybody versus Francis is brave.
Brave, very brave. DC the other day was just like, I'm so happy I didn't have to fight that guy.
If Francis came back, it would be a little bit like it'd be.
I think we're gonna see that.
I don't think we're gonna see it, but I wanted him to fight Jones.
I feel like we just need
everybody did.
The heavyweight.
That's what everybody wanted.
Like one other kind of star in there.
They don't got it.
I know. They need somebody else to pop up.
Anybody that's like
Francis' knees are done. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah,
Sergey Pavlovich was going to be that guy,
like
that scary Russian. Everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And then Tom Aspinal was like, "Hold on," and like he was just like 12 days notice. Let me get this fight going, and then boom, minute 40, knocked him out. Like such a guy. All right, main fight. Finally,
ready?
Yeah.
So we got Leon Rocky Edwards versus, and now we will officially Remember the name Bilal.
Yeah, right.
Remember the name Muhammad, guys. He did
Tough
it.
name to remember.
Our boy did it.
One of the most easy-
The one
one
that
of the
we
most
all said
common
was going to
names.
win.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Nah, we all
that's my
voted for
parlay.
Leon. We'll
Yeah.
take our L. Listen, we all expected the headshot dad.
I
We all
definitely
said
expected
here,
a lot more from Leon, bro. He only decided to put in work in the last minute, bro.
I don't-
throwing elbows and breaking his nose. Well, his nose looked broken when he was walking in.
disagree
Yeah,
with
right.
you. I'm going to disagree with you. I think Leon tried, and I think Bilal was good enough. I think he shut him down.
Bilal got him.
Bilal got him. Period.
Bilal got him.
Bilal,
He was
yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. He got him, but
But
if I was
but
to be able to make
feel
another
it.
UFC rule, another UFC rule would be, bro,
Don't get dumped on your head.
If you're doing a submission within 20 seconds, if you ain't doing nothing, I don't think there should be any holding. I think the ref should lift you up. If you're trying to submit somebody and you're not actually doing anything, just no resting, But Edwards was trying to do that too. Though.
I feel like Edwards was
I don't know.
you could just
That'd be a
feel
good
the
rule.
energy was off.
A part of that has to do with whether or not the ref thinks that they're active, though. If you're actively going for a submission, then I guess you keep.
Do you remember?
But if you're just holding,
Remember when Volk fought Makachev, bro?
Yeah.
And then he wasn't really doing much. He
Yeah.
had him in more controlled position.
Yeah.
And then Volk was just there, punching him, yo, come on, do something.
If
bro.
Joe Rogan was sitting in my seat, I think he'd argue with you and be like, "Well, no, that's your job to try to get out of that."
I understand that, but it's do something though.
But it is mixed martial arts.
It is. That's why I say UFC is favored more for wrestling, but do something within that. That
Again, I
time.
don't think it's favored over wrestling. I think it's
I
just.
think so,
I think
bro.
wrestling is just a stronger base right now.
I think wrestlers are killing it right now.
They are.
Especially with these Khabib ass niggas, and then this guy, what's his name? Bilal Muhammad. Fucking,
He says it so often. I didn't even. He was just that's what he calls it.
That's every single one of them.
Bilal Muhammad training with these guys was the little missing piece he needed. I think.
Yeah.
To really take
sure.
it there. Because Leon
He had
Edwards was
more
so
control
good
that
at
fight.
takedown defense, and all of a sudden, the last fights, and all of a sudden he just lost that.
So I was watching a Mighty Mouse. Shout out to Demetrius Johnson, one of the, if not
He's
the
nice,
actual
bro.
GOAT.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I was watching one of his breakdowns, and I heard a couple of people have the same kind of take on it. So Leon was nice with the defense against Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington. Two guys were wrestling as A1. That's what they were expected to happen. They're like, how come they weren't able to do what Bilal was able to do? And I think that the reason behind it is pressure. I think that what it was is they weren't throwing, takedown, throwing, takedown,
his
throwing,
boxing
throwing,
was
takedown.
amazing,
Bro, when he was picked him up and slammed him straight down on his head,
Dog.
bro.
The
It was-
memes
The
with
memes
the
crazy. Where he had a dent in his head. Y'all saw that one?
Him in the
He's
toilet,
dying.
him and getting dunked in the toilet. I was like, oh no.
Yo, internet's undefeated, bro.
Bro, the headshot dad went so quiet.
yeah.
So quiet.
like, is he
too.
okay?
No,
Yeah.
he's not okay. He's
Yeah.
not okay.
That
That
was
one would have
crazy.
been crazy if he knocked him out like that. He got
That
dunked him
would
in his
have
head.
been a crazy
over.
knockout.
Imagine.
That would have been a crazy.
I thought he was gonna break his neck, bro.
So I'm not gonna lie though, we gotta give a lot of props to Bilal because Bilal even called the entire fight. He goes, no, I'm gonna break him. I'm gonna break him throughout the entire fight, and I can't wait for that moment where his coach is yelling at him, trying to give him a speech.
yeah,
Come on,
he
don't
was
let him
tight
play.
off rip.
Oh,
After the
he
whole
got
last
it.
fight in the eye gouge, and he didn't want to accept his rematch.
Yeah.
he was hated him ever since, bro.
Yeah.
And you can tell that energy as soon as he walked in the octagon.
I don't
bro.
think that this was a thing of Leon being tired or being slightly injured. I think he overlooked Bilal.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the way his
Something was
energy,
off.
bro, the energy the entire time. Any interview he had where they asked him about Bilal, he's like, he's too slow. He can't do anything to me. He's too slow.
Yeah.
He doesn't move. He's too slow. He's predictable. He's too slow. And
Got him.
He was pressuring you. He was faster than you. He got to most of the
Sometimes
exchanges
you
quicker.
can't just judge off your first fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly.
It's been a little bit
Well, they've both been evolving since.
Yeah,
So we
true.
were expecting a great fight, and I think we got it. Nobody listen.
I don't know, man. I expected a bit more. It was a lot of
more strikes thrown. I expected more
exactly.
strikes thrown by Leon. That's all.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I think the
But
Bilal,
Bilal was
he didn't
able
give him
to-
the chance.
Exactly.
There was no
True.
chance.
Which was good and smart on his decision. But
It is
as,
it's
as,
the
Kept it nice and
as
close.
a fan, just wanting to see something more entertaining, I wanted more stand up. But Bilal got him, bro. I can't hate. Bilal got him.
Couple more kicks could have been thrown. You know,
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. There's a lot of
It
things.
was the last couple
he could have
minutes.
done,
Edwards decided to go off and hit him with the elbows.
Now, hear him out
Almost
there.
had him
Do you
on the
think
ground pound.
If he knocked him out there,
what if he got him with another 5 minutes or 5 seconds left, headshot?
bro, if he got him there, because when Bilal stood up, he was like kind of wobbly and put his hands up.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh shit,
I was close. I was close. But
if he got him like that, I would have been tight. I wouldn't have respected the win.
If he knocked him out like that. But no, if they gave it to him by decision by that,
No. If he knocked him out, even I wouldn't have respected the win. I would have.
I would have.
I would have been like, all right, you got it, but you as another
Like a
Usman, you
surprise.
like. I don't know, man. For me, as a champion, I don't want to see the champion barely make it out. I also I want to see a good fight, but prove me you're the champion.
Within that time, if you knock him out, you knock him out.
I guess. I don't know, man.
But by decision, and if he only did that within the last 30 seconds or last minute,
I would have been like, damn, I would have been like, damn, Bilal, you really really fucked up. Like that's where I would have felt. I would have been like, you goofed, man.
Dana White so American that he ain't even happy about this. Like he do not want this nigga. He does not want him to be the champion.
So mad in the octagon, we had to hand this man the belt. Like,
yo, you saw DC messed up his name too.
Yeah, yo, he was trolling on purpose. I think.
Yeah,
DC. I don't think
was
respectful.
disrespecting him on purpose.
Yeah.
Like,
DC's parlay. He had Edwards on his parlay.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that it
It was
was
like, no, Rocky.
it was a lot of disrespect going to Bilal all week, man. Look, I'm a Bilal fan. I chose
He definitely
Leon
earned
because
my
of what
respect.
Leon
He did his thing.
Leon has been showing me that he had great takedown defense. That he had amazing striking.
Yeah.
He was super quick. He was confident. Like I picked him because I was like, bro, how could you not?
Yeah, right.
Pound for pound, like he was like, yo, maybe he can give Islam some work if they decided to do that, where Islam would move up and weight and fight him. I was like, yo, maybe. I don't think Leon could move up, but I think if Islam wanted to move up, I was like, maybe that could be a good fight. But then, man, Bilal just had his number, bro. Bilal
was on him, bro.
Bilal came ready, man.
He was on him.
yeah, he was hungry. He was hungry.
He didn't let him breathe, bro.
Yeah.
No, but I think that was the key. That's why I think that he had it better than Kamaru had it in Colby. I think that his key was that he was just like, you cannot let off the gas. The moment you let off the gas, because you have to understand, Leon's at the end of the day, great takedown defense and all that.
Yeah.
But he's a kickboxer. You let him get that range, he starts doing this stuff. Hey, kickbox. You know what I mean? Like you can't let him get any sort of range or distance away from you. You gotta stay on him at all times. So with that, what's next for Bilal? What does he do?
I think Dana White's gonna try to get him out of there as fast as possible.
Well, he has one. He's got one guy that Bilal honestly is like, I'll fight him. Because this is the thing I respect about Bilal, and a lot of like people again sleep on him. I think people love to hate on him just because of who he is. But even then, he doesn't give me anything to hate on him for.
Yeah,
he'll fight anybody. He doesn't care. He's called out like the scariest dudes. He's like, I'll fight all those guys. He's like, he called out what was his name? He called out Kamaru Usman. He called out Leon. He would call out Colby. He called out Hamzat at the peak of Hamzat being Hamzat, not Hamzat right now. Like he didn't care. He was like, I'll fight whoever it takes to get to that belt and then some. And he called out Shavkat Rakhmonov. That's the guy who he called out. Mr. What is it like? I think 12 wins, all 12 wins by finish.
Yeah.
Nobody's walked out of the octagon okay with that guy. Like that's who he called out. So he's like, I'll take him. He's like, he was next. I'll take him. I'll fight him. I'll do that right now. And that's somebody who I think is probably. I think that one's going to be another decision that could be in a finish. But if I see anybody finishing it, I think it's going to be Shavkat finishes Bilal, and I think that that's somebody who could take the belt away from him.
I feel like with a lot of these wrestling type fighters, you might expect
people were chirping for Kamaru to get that, even though Kamaru technically he came off a loss just recently.
Kamaru needs to just come back and keep going.
Yeah, he need to do something. He need to wake up, bro.
Yeah, stop being a bitch. Yeah. You got to just like. I understand you took a couple L's, you know what I'm saying? Get back out there, stuff.
Same thing with Volk. I want Volk to,
get out there.
Take a breath. Well, I would say Kamaru can't take a break. Kamaru, he's gone. If he's done, he walks away. Kamaru's retired.
Wait,
Volk still has time.
Is he in the same weight class as Volk?
Who?
Usman?
Usman? As Volk?
No. They're different.
Usman is with Bilal.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying in terms of like, if we're gonna say people that are like former champions that like are kind of they've had a skid, like I would say Kamaru, you got like one more good one in you, and then you kind of take a rest and you go away. But Volk, I would say you take a rest, you come back, and you can keep fighting.
Yeah,
like he's still showing me. But Kamaru just has like knee injuries and stuff like that. Where I'm like, bro, just take you've done enough, man. Like
you think Bilal can go up?
No.
I think he's good where he's at, but I ain't gonna lie.
We're gonna. What are we gonna do? Bilal. I'm looking at it right now. Bilal versus Dricus Duplessis. Him versus Sean Strickland. Him versus Izzy. Him versus Robert
Strickland.
Whitaker. Who do you want to see
Strickland.
him fight? Him versus Strickland. I think. Well, actually, maybe him versus Strickland. I think
Strickland would be cool.
I think he could beat
Bilal
Strickland.
was saying
I think Bilal could beat Strickland.
boxing was like Canelo.
Yeah, but same thing.
They were like, "Yo, my man's like Canelo," and he was doing work. But I don't know about
Canelo's the beast, bro. I love Canelo. I'm a huge Canelo fan.
Yeah.
He was. He's in there, bro.
Canelo got hands.
He was doing his thing, bro.
I'm saying boxing.
But Bilal, I don't see him moving up.
He's good where he's at.
Let him defend a couple times.
Yeah, he's good where he's at.
He's got 2 guys that he has to fight. Because I'm looking at this list, man.
Yeah, that's everybody's goal to get 2 belts.
Bilal has taken out almost everybody that's on this list.
Yeah.
He is looking at pretty much Shavkat, I will probably be next. And then after that, I could see Jack Della Maddalena or JDM. And then other than that, he's already beat Colby. He's beat Gilbert Burns. He's beat Sean Brady. He's beat Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
It was JDM?
Yeah, JDM.
Who did he fight? Is he coming off a win?
I believe so. JDM.
I can't remember who's the last fight. That could be a good title defense.
He beat JDM. Just beat Gilbert Burns, and before that, he beat Kevin Holland. He's on a win streak.
Yeah. Put him up there just for like because Bilal, give him something not too crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can give him like a nice title defense.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that if anything, they want to get money.
Duplessis would be a good one too.
I think they're gonna give him. Shavkat. I think Shavkat's gonna get it. I think Shavkat's gonna do it, and I think he's gonna take that.
Yo,
belt.
Bilal's nose though, he was leaking.
Yeah, it was leaking.
Those elbows, man. Those elbows are bad.
No joke.
Bro, I don't think Bilal can wear sunglasses anymore, bro.
Man, we'll see, man.
That
He
thing
used to
just
look like French.
slides right off, bro.
This is
Looked like French Montana.
this is such
Yo,
a
he did look like French.
He did look like French.
As soon as he pulled up, I was
When he
like,
started coming, Yo, me too, bro. And as soon as he started rocking like the big
Montana.
chains and like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this nigga think he
that's a
French.
stunt double all day, bro.
I think that's more that Chicago. That's that Chicago in them.
Yeah.
Not French Montana. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
But yeah, now the talk. I think the only thing with that is obviously we have him who's he going to fight next. But then there's one guy that is having trouble on what he had planned. Is Islam, who planned to move up, and now he's like, I can't fight Bilal because now they're teammates. So now what do we do?
What do you mean they teammates?
They're teammates.
Well, when did that
What do you mean they
matter?
teammates?
Yeah.
Exactly. What do you mean they teammates?
There's plenty of people that don't fight each other because they're teammates.
Yes.
Nah, I
Plenty
get
of
it,
people.
but then again, bro, it's a one-on-one. in there.
Aljamain Sterling didn't fight Marab over being teammates.
Yeah.
And that was somebody who they were like for a very long time, almost a full year. They were like, this is why you fight him. This is the guy. This guy.
Last I checked, there's no 2-on-2 in the UFC, bro.
You just gotta fight whoever, right? I don't know if
Like, is
I
it
feel
the
like
sport or is it your boy?
I think that's
Even if it's your boy,
I think it's your boy.
like it's for the sport. Like,
I remember back
I
in
think
the
at a
day-
certain point, the bag doesn't matter to you that much. Where you're like, I'll fight my boy over something else. Because also, let's keep
like
it
right now,
all
we
hold on.
boys, right?
Right.
And then it's like, all right, we're both gonna get a bag, right?
Okay.
And then we're both within the same sport. We want to both see it's a competitive sport.
Yeah.
Who's the best?
Do you
I'm
think-
not gonna have hate for
And
you
I
or love for you
totally
if you
agree
knock
with
me
that.
out.
But this is where we get the entertainment talking to it, and I love the energy you're having right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you're gonna tell me right now that people are gonna pay money, and I know we were just hyping him up.
Yeah.
But to watch Islam versus Bilal Muhammad again, I know we were just hyping him up, but no one is buying that.
I'm not gonna say
Islam
it
versus
sells.
Islam
but
versus Leon would sell.
It
That's
would.
one that
It
people would
would.
buy.
It
That's one
would.
that people would want to go see.
I like
But-
seeing two enemies fight. I want to see like real beef, no hand fucking tap beginning.
But
of
that's
fight.
the thing is that there's
the
not
energy's different. Like
with at least Bilal, there's nobody that like. I mean, people clown him and people hate on him, but anybody that has like hated on him, now he has beaten.
right.
So
Yeah.
what are you gonna say? You,
But,
you say all you want. He's like scoreboard.
But
You-
to
go
opposed
ahead,
to,
talk
like,
it. Scoreboard. What would you say?
fighting-
yeah.
like to opposed to like fighting someone you're close to, you think the energy's different. Someone like
Do you think that what
you
they're
just
gonna be holding back?
Like that's part
the
of me
thing.
feels like a little
It's
bit.
like,
I
Yeah,
get
you
that.
can
I
go
get
back.
that. But I don't know, man.
Can you tap into that demon side?
But then
Like,
again, it's like I know it's a different sport, but like say we're playing basketball 1-on-1. You feel me?
Right. And I win. Yep.
Yeah. See me at the court, scoreboard.
Or you-
But it's like I'm not gonna expect you to hold back. I'm not gonna hold back just because we know it's for the sport.
No, but
Once
like-
the game's over, whether I knock you out or beat you in basketball, you can talk all your shit you want, but
I agree.
You feel me?
I agree.
It's
Like
the sport.
me personally, I think that it should be fight to see who's the best. That's what
exactly. It's a sport.
But I'm gonna give you what they're saying. For them, it's more of like a brotherly love, more of like a friendship, a kinship between them. But then also the thing of like, hey, bud, I've been watching you train for the last 8 months. So it's like, what are we gonna do? I know what you're gonna do. I know how you're gonna do it.
It's true because I've boxed my brother, but I did not box. We're both holding back.
Me and you here at a Vibe Entertainment, we have everybody here's our coaches and whatnot. Yeah. Now we have to either split up the team and what coaches do you get? What coaches do I get?
Oh yeah, true.
Are you going to another team? Am I going to another team? Who was here first? Who did that? It's too many.
But
things.
It's like, hey, listen, we all about to get paid, okay? So
right,
it's like,
I do like the concept of like the basketball thing. I do find as a basketball player that a lot of times when I play a homie, they hold back a lot.
Yeah, I get it.
Like they don't try to opposed to them being defended by a stranger that's trying to like.
No, for sure, because they don't want to. They're like at the end of the day, they want
because
if you go to the Wendy's afterwards and have an argument. You feel me?
It depends on the mood. Like if you're just chilling, I'm just playing 21. I don't really take it as serious.
Damn, you was
but
trying
we'll still play.
I would say it depends on like how competitive they are, because I would like. For me, it's different. I feel like on Bilal, who would just be defending against Islam, who's moving up in weight, versus Islam, who's like, no, brother, this is my dream. Like, this is my dream. Like to be the double champ. Like I
gotta go through me, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what. That's
this is your dream.
Like the competitiveness. Let that breathe and let that happen. Where you let the competitiveness go. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I agree with you personally.
No, I understand both sides. I get both sides.
I get like not wanting to fight your boy, and then also the whole thing with like the training camps and all that kind of stuff. But it does get to a point
if it's
where,
like
legacy, money, like
literally
family.
The world is wanting to see you and your boy fight.
The world is not wanting to see.
I'm not saying that they want to see Bilal. I'm just saying.
What are different examples of like two homies, teammates in the past that were like big chances of being like champions
and then fight each other and then going at it?
Didn't go for it because it was like
that didn't go for it.
Yeah,
it would be the one that I can give you of recent memory would be Aljamain Sterling and Merab Dvalishvili. Okay. That was like I was just saying, like for like a year.
Steph Curry.
You know, imagine. No, but I feel like there was one back. I don't know who his teammates was like.
Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington. That was one that had a lot of bad blood between the two of them. That's actually a huge one that had a lot of bad blood between the two of them.
Yeah, because they were boys.
Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns.
No, because they were boys and they ended up hating each other.
Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns, and they scrapped and Kamaru got him out of there.
Anderson Silva and someone that wouldn't fight.
That's beyond my years, but it's uneducated. I don't know if you know that. That's
Lyoto Machida wouldn't fight such and such or something. That's all good.
Now. But that's it's going to be an interesting landscape. I feel like now I just kind of want to rattle off a couple of random topics that I have, and then we'll get up out of your hair, everybody. So I got a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about. A few things just randomly that I wrote down that I find a little interesting that happened over this weekend, and some other news surrounding it. So one of the things I want to bring up that I find super interesting, undefeated, I think like 10 or 11 or maybe even 12-0, Muhammad Mokaev wins at UFC 304 against Manel Kape and gets cut by the UFC. Now,
racism.
Bro.
I'm just kidding.
Like you said, he's one of them khabibs.
Now, we got too many of these motherfuckers.
Too many. So the story.
We don't got that many belts.
The story surrounding this, right, is everybody obviously was in shock that they were like, oh, they didn't sign him. He's undefeated. He was like a title contender because he's just like going through these guys. He's not finishing them. He's like wrestling them to decisions and stuff. But you know, he's winning. He's getting these W's. Not the most exciting fighter, though. So the story surrounding it is that, he's not an exciting fighter, and that's, I guess, not very well liked by the UFC, and a lot of them have issues with that. Allegedly, he's had matchmakers go up to him and say, you got to do something different in this next fight, or we're not going to be booking you like that.
Yeah, for real.
Allegedly, that's what happened.
You don't know what a Superman punch is?
Right. Now, the B side to this, and it's something that we've all gotten to see now watching either the YouTube embeds or anything that leads up to the fight, is he's kind of a dickhead. And he starts fights with random people. He's been trying to fight Manel Kape. He asked him for a photo. I guess they both practice Islam. He's like, yo, for our Islamic people, let's take a photo and show brotherly love. And he was like, yo, let's do it. They got up close, and then he fucking sucker punched him.
No way.
Yeah.
During the fight against Manel Kape, in case you don't remember, they were grappling on the ground, and homeboy literally like looked like he dug in his ass to grab Manel's pants, and literally pantsed him as he's trying to get him down to hold him down.
Violated, bro.
The referee had to yell at him like he's talking to a toddler.
Yeah.
Get this man up out of here. Now, do you think your record should stop you from like all these other misdemeanors you have? Do you think that your actions outside of the octagon,
if you put your hand up someone's
but you're
ass,
undefeated?
Yeah.
You're undefeated and you're a title contender, but your actions outside. Do you think that your actions outside should stop you from continuing a competition?
Yeah. 'Cause, like, what if you fucking just
Depends
fucking
on
shoot
the-
somebody?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, yo,
Shoot
your
someone
actions.
for sure, but like,
All right, you don't.
see, there's like not much that can. I think like if
I
you're
guess
an
shooting
MMA
somebody
fighter,
and hand
You
up
both
an
have been
ass.
defending
You
John
could be a
Jones pretty
whole-
heavy, and John Jones has some serious allegations. Of
yeah, right.
Yeah, but
Serious
did he shoot
charges.
somebody or put his hand up in someone's
Honestly,
ass?
No, but he threatened with a gun.
Did he shoot somebody
I don't know
or did
if
he
the
put?
bullets left the gun.
I'm gonna light you up when
He shot. Yo, I just had so many
I'm
jokes
about to
that were
shoot
just so
you,
not
actually.
okay, bro.
Let it ride. Go ahead.
He shadow boxes with his family. Anyway,
Yo, his brothers are bigger than him though.
yeah, but apparently he's anyway. Yeah, I feel like
That's crazy. That his brothers are bigger than him, bro.
The UFC
in the NFL.
that is scary to think about, bro. What is it, Chandler Jones, and I think he has. I forget the other brother's name,
Bro,
but
that's-
yeah,
Also Jones.
also Jones. Yeah, definitely for sure.
bro. Like, if you're a MMA fighter, I think
Yeah.
you can even be a terrorist. Like, you really anything
He's like,
is
easily be a
allowed.
terrorist.
I think anybody really.
If you're a combat fighter,
If you can hold a briefcase, you
You can leave a backpack unattended, my guy.
can easily be a terrorist. You can buy a plane ticket. All right, let me stop.
but I think this should
Bleep out this whole part of the episode.
Nah, let it ride.
Leave that. Nah, but like, I feel like anything. There should be. If you go to jail for some crazy crime, that's not terrorism.
Yeah, okay.
But just like,
Thanks for being clear, yeah.
but like,
That's right.
I just want to say I love this country.
let's say you. Like a little GTA, you maybe high speed chase from a
There's a lot of stuff that goes on in GTA.
Grand Theft Auto.
high speed chase.
Yeah, take
go
the
to
car,
jail.
yeah.
You know
come
that
out.
game is named after an actual felony, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
No,
Continue.
for sure.
All right,
no,
so
I'm talking about actual Grand Theft Auto.
No, you're committing literal Grand Theft Auto. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Goes high speed chase, gets arrested, goes to jail for a little bit. I think you should be allowed to come out of that and get right into the UFC and continue fighting.
If, you're already released on your charges, yeah, you serve your time,
I would say it depends on what you're doing. Like if
Yeah,
you're like
serve your time,
if you're like
serve your time.
resisting arrest, if you're
Yeah,
driving
this
into
is
a
like-
daycare, like I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
man. Like there's so many other factors.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
That
factors.
was a little crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that could go into it, man.
But
I don't
feel
know.
like
I think-
you can't compare it to like an NBA. It's fucking fighting.
I think it's honestly it comes out to how much clout you have with the UFC.
Yeah.
For Muhammad Mokaev, who still wasn't a number like the number 1, number 2, number 3, wasn't a former champion, isn't like incredibly loved by the fans, even though he's undefeated. Ain't nobody care enough. He's not a John Jones. He's not an Islam. He's not any of these guys. He's not a Conor McGregor who's throwing a dolly at someone's bus.
You're supposed to be a criminal. You're a fighter. You're supposed to be a violent human
So
being.
I think that
I
you're
love
looking
Bruce
at it a
Lee.
little. I know, right? I think you're looking at a little older man now. Nowadays these dudes, they're like this is like an art form. They don't
Yeah.
take it like that. These
Yeah,
these
'cause
dudes.
you don't have to be. You
But
can
fight-
They
still-
try to pretend to be these thugs, but a lot of these guys, bro, it's like,
They
yo, you
tap,
eat
though.
quinoa, my guy. Like you're sitting there,
Yeah.
like you're not that guy. Like you're not that dude.
It's-
You're tough. You're a fighter. Listen, you are a savage.
You
but
don't know how, like-
you don't have to be a scary guy.
Like Mike Tyson said it
true.
best, bro. It took so much vengeance to become this calm.
yeah,
You feel me?
Yeah, I think
They might have
perfect.
gone
That's
through
beautiful.
that, but after a while, you overcome and you realize, like, I still got it if you want to test me, but we don't got to go there.
Like GSP,
but if you
I
want
don't
to go
think-
there, we can go there.
Yeah.
GSP is also one of those dudes who's considered like one of the greatest. I feel like he wasn't that kind of violent guy. Khabib did what needed to get done in the octagon, but
He
I
wasn't
also,
as violent. Only
Conor
towards
was
Conor
the only one that ever got him to kind of like really get
get out his shell.
get
Exactly.
angry,
that
like-
beef outside of the,
Yeah.
I love that. Like
That
the
fight
UFC,
was-
That one's on
I
sight.
mean, that WWE kind of like, oh damn, the camps are fighting in the
Yup.
in the parking lot.
Yeah. I think that one, that one
Definitely
was crazy.
one of the best fights in the
You
UFC,
never seen them
hands down,
Khabib
bro.
dudes break like that. Them dudes are pretty
I
solid.
like you said Khabib dudes. It was Khabib.
No, because it's the Dagestanis. Those Dagastanis,
the whole family.
they have a moral code.
I know they all
Fights
squatted up.
over, they get in the ring and start fighting them.
Yeah, for real. I ain't trying to
I mean,
pick
to
a
be
fight with
fair,
that
they were
dude.
all scrapping. Like, I think like I said it a few episodes ago, still, like, it's crazy to find out that Islam was in the crowd punching Connor
That was-
or
yeah.
Dylan Dennis or whatever. I was
Yeah,
like, dude,
exactly.
what? But yeah, so a part of this, another question that I had was referees. We love them.
Yeah. Put a GoPro on the referees, bro.
No, so shout out PFL. They have the referee cam. I don't know if you've seen it. They got like the glasses, or they have the chest harness, or whatever it is.
That's
They got
needed, bro.
The ref cam is sick.
But go ahead. What about refs?
Referees, do they need to be stricter with taking points with anything, regardless of what it is?
Stricter?
Taking points, though, specifically. How many times now have we
No,
seen?
at the end of the day, it still comes down to the judges.
No, because man, think about it. How many times now have we seen fence grabs, eye pokes?
All the time, but let it ride.
Mohammed
Except
pulled,
the eye
like,
pokes.
oh,
Except the
I
eye
say
pokes.
Mohammed
Warning.
pulled his pants
Yeah.
down. You saw a grown man's bare ass on pay-per-view. No point was taken. A stern talking to.
Yeah.
Just like a
That's not
warning.
against the rules, my guy.
No, it's not against the
You were
rules.
pulling
I think-
a grown man's pants
I
down.
think everything deserves.
Did you do it
a
purposely?
warning.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
Well,
he
then,
definitely
yeah.
was, but like,
Anything
just
where-
like when you grab the fence, they usually hit them with a warning.
bro, I've seen people double fist the
Yeah.
fence,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Wait, don't do that again."
Yeah.
It's like, don't do
It's
that.
just- it's
Stop
just like
it.
On this
Take a
side of the
point.
fence, right? No.
I feel like everything
get
gets
you.
just a warning
No,
first.
Panting somebody,
I
that's
think that
definitely a
there's-
point. Maybe two.
There's been too many times in the last, I'll give you 6 months, that I've seen egregious acts of breaking the rules, and
Yeah.
nothing is done.
Yeah,
It's-
eye pokes, nut shots, and grabbing fence.
Here's
Grabbing
my thing.
gloves.
You're
yeah,
going
that's
for
another
a
one.
takedown, right?
That's
You're going for a
another
takedown. You're trying
Yeah.
to take somebody down to the ground. You have them by like the back. You got them in that seatbelt.
Yep.
They're holding onto the fences. You're trying to pull them down for dear life. You don't get that takedown now because of
Exactly.
that. They get a warning, but you're still in the same position, and they are able to turn it around. You never got your takedown. You should have gotten that takedown.
Yep.
If their hands
Yep.
were off the fence, you would have gotten it. Now you don't get scored points for that takedown. Now you're in a worse position because your opponent was able to reverse on you, and you just got screwed because the referee didn't step in when they should have.
Yeah.
I think that they need to be a lot more stricter with the rules.
Yeah.
I would love to see way more people getting like points taken away, because if you leave it up to the judges, how many people have we seen get screwed?
Remember, like, what was it? Chandler and Poirier, when Chandler put like his hand
he
in his
literally
fucking
fish hooked it.
Yeah.
The refs need an instant replay.
his whole
They
hand
need
was
an
all
instant
up in
replay.
his mouth, bro.
Bro, he literally fish hooked him like you're going out fishing with the whole.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I
That's
think that
wild.
you need
I
to
think
for
it's-
sure.
It should depend. It just depends
Instant
on like
replay.
the scenarios.
I think the
Damn, that was
coaches.
wild. That would have easily been a takedown for dude. We're gonna take a point.
I think the
off.
Exactly,
coaches
'cause
should
they
be
have
able
access
to
to the
have
cameras.
like some sort of thing where they're like, we'd like to challenge that.
That's
Like,
a good rule.
Whatever it
That's
is,
a
we
good
want to
rule.
challenge what just happened.
I like
there.
these new rules.
Yeah, this is like some with creative. You know what I mean? We're
Right.
UFC hire us. We're good. At
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we got some-
uneducated, but we know some stuff.
we got
Right,
some
get
rules.
us out there to an event or something. Let me get.
I think we need press passes.
Press pass for
Front
sure.
row. I want to meet Megan
All day.
O'Leary. That's my number one rule. She's amazing. I want to meet her. DC's cool.
Who's
I
that?
wa-
A ring girl? Who's that?
No, she's one of the commentators.
The ring
Oh,
girls.
okay,
You
yeah.
start calling them out first.
Yeah, see me right there. Where's the ring girl at?
No, I don't know. Any of them.
I want to be.
I feel like that's doing like too much. If you start knowing the ring card girls' names, Brooklyn Wren,
Yeah. All right.
you're getting a little too far. But I think that we should definitely get those press passes. But yeah, I think they need to start changing some of those rules around, man. They need to figure it out, because I'm sick and tired of seeing like, listen, we call them either a robbery when you see somebody get fully outright that fight is stolen,
Yeah.
or the one you see more common is a petty theft, where you're like, yeah, I guess you could give that round to that guy. Or sometimes you're like, well, I think that it was BS that he got round two because he was grabbing the fence and he was doing this and this and the third. It's like, all right, you need to change some rules around and kind of figure that out, man. I just think that at this point, like, these refs are starting to be taken as a joke. People are getting mad at the judges. We don't have the judge. Another rule I'd like to see change: the judges afterwards. I don't care to see your face, man. I get it. Give us a statement as to why you gave the ruling.
Exactly. That's a good one.
If enough
The judges
people,
need to
If you can't
break that
explain
down.
yourself, then we're putting robots in.
How many times have you?
Exactly, bro.
How many times
Straight
have you
up.
seen, even
like
the
Alexa
commentators are like, "Are you serious?" Like
Yeah.
even they're like, "Oh, clearly the fight went to blah blah blah," and they're like, "Oh, they went to the other guy." Like, what are you talking about?
All
Even
the
the
time.
commentators are like, "Yo, what?"
Happens
Like,
all the time. Even like I remember when Joe Rogan was watching. I'm trying to remember the fight. It was, I think it was the Volk fight. The same thing when
Yeah.
they thought that Volk was gonna
Volk beat Islam. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. When they thought Volk
exactly.
was gonna take
So
it.
that's one of those scenarios where you're like, "That's I guess a petty
And
theft."
he's
if you
not a
wanna-
judge, but he's well experienced.
Yeah, he's
and
well
he was like,
educated.
"Yo, Volk easily got this," and it turns out he did
That's,
it because
that's
of
another
control
part
time.
where I'm like, I think there needs to be
There
at
should have been an
least a
explanation.
statement or some sort of explanation. It's like, hey, listen, we gave him this round, we gave him this, we gave him that. This judge scored this, like something. They gave him the
like a
the
sentence,
scorecard.
bro. This is why I put numbers.
There's something.
Okay,
Like I said,
score
we don't
7,
we don't
10.
really need you to sit and get because the thing is, if you have them sit down and have like press ask them questions, you're not.
That's
they're
too much.
That's too much. You're never gonna want to do that.
Just
but if you
literally-
at least just like here, just type this up. You give us a statement.
These are the exact rules we follow by the UFC. What are the guidelines? And this is why we scored this much based off these rules.
It's just like even all the other sports, they're leaning a little bit away from human error, kind of like where
AI is taking
umpires,
over, bro.
refs are relying more on technology to do their job for them.
Yeah.
I feel like UFC fight, the judges were putting too much trust in human flaws and
Well, even with them, I think that there should be because it's like I don't know how intense you can get like cameras and whatnot to pick up on certain movements for them to have some sort of like AI judge
No, true.
what strike landed and how. Because another
Do you
thing
think
is
they
like
see, like-
power and whatnot.
Yeah, true.
I think for me, Joe Rogan, I think had a good idea. Take them, put them in an isolated room. They have headphones so they can listen to the audio if they want to, of just
Yeah.
like the arena, not the commentators. And that's it. They
Yeah.
watch it on a screen. I think a part of it, them being out in the octagon, watching it like right there. I understand they have great seats. Maybe the crowd sways their opinion. Like, all
But
that
I
kind
feel
of
like
stuff.
if they're ever tied, if they ever cannot like make a decision, even within the 3, even though it's 3, they should go for like the fans and be like, "Hey, we're stuck on this decision, fan favorite," and then
fan
because-
favorite would be crazy.
that'd be crazy.
like that'll
though,
just
dude.
be like
he's
only
do you do-
all
you
3 are
You
tied.
think John Jones wins? They make
That's what I was gonna say. So here's another thing you got to worry about. Shout out Valentina Shevchenko, who thinks that she got robbed because of the crowd. So do you leave that up to the crowd? What happens when you're at Leon Edwards and they go to decision
Right.
and they're in his hometown?
Yeah, that's
Bro,
true. That's another
hundreds,
one.
even though within his hometowns, bro, hundreds of people, bro. If they're fighting fans, bro,
Do you think the judges even like? Do they see the stats?
I get it.
People
people-
boo winners.
Yeah.
They boo
Yeah.
the winner.
Yeah, because the
Bilal
winners be
got-
talking shit.
Bilal got booed.
Yeah, yeah,
People
dude.
walked out. The moment, I think round 4, they were like, I'm off this. Like, they were like, all right, we
It's
out.
because it wasn't as entertaining as what I don't know. As a fan,
It was like
what I
leaving,
expected. It was
leaving
just a lot
a
of
Sox game at like the 5th or 6th inning. So
yeah.
you can get
Okay,
parked.
okay.
Like, you're just
One more cool rule. Another cool rule I think that they should do is if both camps agree and if both fighters agree, add one more round.
I like that. Well, they do that with the Ultimate Fighter.
Like, yo,
the show.
you guys are down. Everybody down because it's such a close call. We can do one more round.
Yeah.
Everybody agree? Bet one more round.
Well, like I said, they do that with the Ultimate Fighter, which is under the UFC banner. So I think they should do that. Especially if we
cool,
have a
right?
draw. Who wants a draw?
Exactly.
Now,
Nobody
there
wants
should
to
be
draw.
no
bro.
draw.
Here's a
Exactly.
question though. Now, would you want that across the board,
Main
or
card.
would you only want that for main card?
Main card.
Like prelims, do they get the same opportunity?
No.
And even then,
You gotta
main
earn
card-
your way to main
card. Is all 5 fights on the main card, or is it only the main event gets that, like the title fight?
All
the big
5
one?
fights in the main card.
I like that. I like that.
Main card.
I like that rule.
You work your way to the main card. If you get the main card, then you get the fan favorite, and also if everybody agrees, one more round.
I like that.
Because if some camp doesn't agree, then I get it. If you won, you won. But if everybody agrees, one more round, one more round.
Yeah, like I said, the Ultimate Fighter, they do that. They do 2 rounds, and if they score it at a tie, they go to the third. Boom, there you go. So I think you
good.
add on
That's
an
good.
extra round, maybe do shorter time or something like that. Really give them an incentive to get after it, something like that.
Just like OT.
And then the last question I have for you guys, since we're in this beautiful time of the Summer Olympics,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
when is MMA allowed in the Olympics?
Ooh.
We already have
Wait,
boxing.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't Kurt Angle like one of the best enough?
I won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
That's the only wrestler I know from the Olympics.
So we have wrestling, we have judo, we have boxing. I don't believe jiu-jitsu is in the Olympics yet. I think it will be at some point.
Yeah,
but
it's like
MMA. Do we think that MMA
there's
makes
a lot
it
of like it has to. It's getting too big.
You don't think
it
it's
has
too
to,
violent? That's the thing that kept it quiet for so long is people to the common person
bro,
they saw it
boxing's
as too violent.
Does
Compared to boxing,
does
people think
boxing
MMA is more violent.
It is.
It can, yeah, it is.
Does
You got
boxing
kicks.
still wear the head?
They wear the headgear. So you can wear the headgear and all that. Because like
So
when you see MMA
within the-
fighters
within
training,
the
they have
Olympics, they
shin
wear the
guards,
headgear?
the head guard. Kickboxing, they do the same thing. The shin guards, they wear the bigger gloves, the whole thing. So you can do that.
If they really want to go that route, because I'd rather see them in headguard than not see it at all.
Would you do like break it down into like kickboxing or Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
So that's
instead of doing
that's
like
not MMA though.
a full MMA.
MMA is mixed martial arts. It's
The
anything
best
goes.
fighting style. What's your best fighting style versus my best fighting
And I
style?
think that would be
That's-
insane
That
to
would be.
have. I don't know.
You should. The Olympics is like.
Do you think that Dana?
All right, who's gonna win? What country?
Do you think Dana White would let his?
Russia.
Well, that's another thing. Do you think Dana White would let those fighters go?
Nah, don't
Russia.
say that.
Russia.
USA
Russia.
got the most gold medals. I'm gonna go
Russia.
USA. Jones is in the USA.
Russia.
Kurt Angle in that bitch.
Russia. and we're going.
Off of Perk.
Everybody watch
Off of
the
Perk and Perk Angle.
The Perk Angle just like
The strap's coming off.
watch them legs.
he's getting that
Perk.
motherfucking takedown.
Yeah.
Get that gold medal, baby.
It'd be
I got
limping when you get out of that.
300,000 underdog Kurt Angle against all of Russia.
About to make a name for myself.
shout out. No spoiler, no spoiler.
Gambit.
But I think that would be a sick idea to have MMA in the Olympics. I don't know if it'll ever happen. Like I said, I think they'd have to change
think
the
so.
rule
There's
set.
so many
It
crazy
wouldn't-
fucking
we wouldn't
games in the
see-
Olympics.
We wouldn't see it the way we see it in the UFC. I don't think you'll see a
It'd be
Jorge
different.
Masvidal flying knee in the Olympics ever. That'd be.
I feel that.
Unless like, you know,
Do people get knocked out?
Dana
I don't watch
White's
the
taking
Olympics like
over.
that. Do people get knocked out in Olympic boxing like that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen the Olympic
I don't
boxing
think
in
I've
a
ever.
while.
I don't think I've.
The only
I
thing I've
started
really
watching
been-
the Olympics recently because
The only thing I've really been watching with the Olympics is like, you know, USA basketball and then girls volleyball. That's the only thing I've been really watching.
feel
in the
that.
Olympics.
beach or indoor.
It's a mix. It's a mix.
Both.
No, there's a few ones in the Olympics. The Olympics are good.
The
But
Olympics always like swap out random events. Like there's one year
Breakdancing
based-
is in this one.
Yeah, this
It's
is
the
great.
one and only time though, apparently. But breakdancing is. I haven't gotten to see it though. I
Yeah,
feel like
me
I have
neither.
the.
I haven't seen it in there.
On Peacock, they have it where you can have it be like ongoing coverage. So it'll be like one event, it'll end, they'll go to the next one. They'll just keep going. I haven't seen breakdancing yet. I've seen motherfuckers dancing around on horses, and I haven't seen breakdancing.
yo, if Jabberwockies pull up to the Olympics, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro.
Every country they represented because they got masks on. You feel me? But we all know.
Yeah.
We all know they're undecided.
Yeah, we all know.
I feel like it would be.
They still
so
part of
sick,
USA.
man. I don't know. That would be so.
Because
Sick.
there was there's a lot of years where like baseball wasn't in it, which is a huge sport, and then baseball was in it, and now baseball's not in it.
No, see, here's my thing with the Olympics is like I still am a fan of. I think it needs to be physical feats of some kind. I think it's weird that there's so many offshoot sports that are in
Yeah.
there. Like I just don't. I like listen. Shout out
skills.
Shout out to everybody that in the Olympics that's getting recognized for everything that's happening. You guys are amazing athletes that are insane. But like, what the hell is water polo? Like, what the hell is that?
Man, I
You never
won it.
played?
Shout out Flavor Flav. Shout out Flavor Flav. Shout out the women's U.S. Water polo team
That's
and
crazy.
him supporting them, and we're getting those medals. But what
Definitely
the hell
shout
is
them out.
water polo?
They look crazy. That's the one where they just like fucking treading water, catch that shit with one hand, and it's like, yeah.
It's like water tennis or not,
water
water
volleyball,
tennis and
yeah.
water soccer type deal. I don't
that
know,
little
man.
shit looked tough when I seen it.
As long as
does.
you can swim, you can play.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, literally. But I just feel like I think it's insane that like the amount of weird sports they have, and we can't get MMA.
It makes me feel
Shooting,
like
you saw the shooting.
oh,
one?
yeah, shooting was just like
The one dude from Turkey,
Yeah.
man's a super villain, bro.
Yeah.
Silver
He
medal.
pulls up like that. He's like, oh, what am I shooting?
My boy-
bomb, second place.
My boy Ricky, shout out Ricky. He said it the best way. He goes, "This is the best dad lore you've ever heard." in your life."
Yeah.
Man, 57 or whatever, pulls up off the couch and goes, "Let me just go win silver in the Olympics."
Yeah, facts.
Everybody else got these weird
Crazy
binocular things on,
optics.
these
Yeah.
crazy
Little
hat, all this
squint.
stuff, and he just literally just pulls
Bang.
up. He didn't even look like he
Dead
squinted. He
shot.
was just like, "What the bang?" Like,
Yeah.
silver, but like,
Yeah.
just walked home,
Yeah.
like.
how'd that look?
How'd that look?
Oh, that was close.
All right, bye. Like it was so cool to see that dude.
Yeah,
bro.
smooth, bro.
I
Smooth.
think there's going to be a lot of people like that.
I was surprised USA didn't win that one though.
I don't know.
We last, I think.
Sloped roof
Yeah.
or whatever.
That's
it
crazy.
is. I
How
don't
we
know.
last in shooting? What are we doing?
Missing.
They pretty much got all our shooters. Yeah, I guess.
What's going on? Y'all haven't mastered.
Anyway, this has been another episode of Uneducated Takes. I'm your host with the most, Juan
Yes,
Todd.
sir.
Again, the heavyweight champ, REG, back from China.
Yeah.
And we got our boy, Justin, coming in again.
Yes,
And
sir.
obviously, we'll come back to you guys, as always, with some more MMA news, MMA topics, some nonsense. Shout out Spider-Man for pulling up. Shout outs to anybody that you guys got right now. Again, shout out to the U.S. Olympic team. Shout out to DR. I was up at 3 a.m. watching the women's Dominican volleyball team take
That's what I was
Turkey to
watching.
the streets.
Ya tú sabes.
Turkey to the streets, de lo mío.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Vibe Entertainment.
Yeah.
Shout out 806 The Show as always.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
Nerd Gods again during that episode. I had a million things I want to say, and I'm gonna be on an episode soon.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Any other shout outs you guys got? Shout out everybody, man.
Shout out.
Shout out you guys. Shout out you guys for pulling up. Shout out Baldwin as
Hell
always.
yeah,
You already
right.
shouted out Dominican volleyball. That
Shout out
was my
Dominican
shout-out.
volleyball. Shout out DR.
One more
as
time.
always. Shout out Dominican volleyball. I was up at 3 a.m. But man, yeah, just shout out everybody, man. Shout out Salem. Shout out the 978. You know what I mean? I know you're from Orlando, but you
Shout
live
out
there now.
fighting.
407.
407. What is that even? Anyway, this has been another episode of
What's a
Uneducated
305?
Takes. Love you guys. See you later. We're out. Peace.
Yeah.